Welcome to Kranky Live Sports Talk, where passion meets action.
Hey sports fans, I am Kranky, and this is the Kranky Live Sports Talk, the podcast where we dive deep into the hottest topics, the biggest games, and the most controversial moments in sports.
Whether it's football, basketball, track and field, cricket, or soccer, we've got you covered with expert analysis, insider interviews, and unfiltered opinions.
Join me as I chat with the biggest names in sports, get exclusive insights and stories you won't hear anywhere else.
Kranky Live Sports Talk is where you can hear the real talk, the hard-hitting questions, and the hottest takes.
So, if you're a true sports fanatic, you don't want to miss out? Subscribe now to the Kranky Live Sports Talk on YouTube and hit that bell icon to never miss an episode.
Kranky Live Sports Talk, where sports come alive. Subscribe today.
Testing. Dean Fraser, Chorus, Eddie Guna. Know yourself. Bless up. Testing. Tell me if I'm live and you can't hear me. The mic sound good in my ears, but if it sound good too, no. Tell me if you can hear me loud and clear. As I come in, I like that, you know. The likes, them bigger than the people in the chat. So a good thing. Bless up, Shushen. Bless up, everyone. Welcome. Today should be a fun show. Okay, you see the thumbnail. And yes, Eddie Guna, thanks for the compliment. I assume that bad mean good. So me assume bad mean good, Eddie Guna. But thanks, people. We have enough to talk about. Bless Shushen. Me knows that certain things generate interest. I'm telling you that from right now. I'll flip the script of how I write the thumbnail a little bit because I want to do what I consider the most important topic last. So I'm going to talk some West Indies cricket because I'm a cricket fan. Let me rephrase that. I'm a bandwagonist when it comes to cricket. And West Indies I win, me dip on them side, I cheer. And when them I lose, me don't know them. I didn't know them exist. That's the first thing. So I'm going to talk about some cricket for you a little bit. Then I go into the EPL update because I have enough things to talk about. And the transfer market hot today and getting hotter. And we have surprises by the end of the transfer window in terms of people who come in and people go out. And I had no idea how many people went out from each club until I look at the stat today. Significant. And then we are jumping at Mason Greenwood. Enough Mason Greenwood. At a minimum, an hour plus a Mason Greenwood, I guess. So if I'm sure if we finish at 8, I'll finish the other two topics then before 8. Come here, do enough Mason Greenwood. I saw your comment, Shushen. So I assume that they're doing well in this game because they win the first two for the T20. I may have a thing to say about that too. Because I'm a sports fan, I'm not just one dimension, I don't know. I'm a sports fan. I love all kind of sports, except maybe for hockey, ice hockey, which I tolerate, and baseball, which I can't get. Because them say I like cricket and I like cricket. South Africa is 84 for 3. The 11 overs that got translated about a 160 score, unless them collapse like the other day. So we'll talk about now. So we'll do the cricket first. And also, obviously, as we always do, we're going to engage in the conversation with those of you in the comments. And if you want to call in, let me just make sure the number up and right. Because, sometimes I come in and I take it off the Bluetooth. So the number connected so you can't call into it, right? So we're talking enough. We're doing enough Mason Greenwood today. Because we have enough to talk about. Now, yesterday's show, I enjoy personally. And here's why I enjoy yesterday's show. We talked about the FIFA talent development ecosystem, the initiative that was undertaken by FIFA with the sole objective of increasing competitions amongst member organizations, right? Because as FIFA indicated when they do the comparative analysis in the document, you can clearly see that the top 20 countries, top 50 countries, Jamaica set up dally around the between 50 and 60 mark, especially the top 20 countries. It's materially different about strategy, style of play, academies, administration, coaching. It's such a material difference. And what you're going to need to catch up for those countries don't have resources, is intellectual capital. You need smart people with know-how to help move your program along. You can't have the same old people regurgitating the same old thing, people. That's the problem we have. I just saw recently when that the finance minister for Jamaica is going to become the assistant managing director for IMF. That's a material loss for Jamaica. No matter what I think about him, and him giving themselves them big pay arrears, that's a material loss for Jamaica. That's the brain drain I've been talking about on a regular basis. It's not for this channel, but it's a big deal. It's a big deal because you have somebody who's very competent in the role, and when they leave, who's going to replace them? Right? It's a big loss for the party in power. I think it's a bigger loss for Jamaica. Bless up One Jam. Hey, One Jam, thanks. One Jam, if I know you from somewhere, but I don't know where. Maybe you show your face, we can't tell how. Float management, bless up. Nitro, bless up. So I do think this is important, people, for us to understand that change is an imperative. Bless up Icarus, bless up Upbeat, Nitro, everyone that came in, Seymour Roberts, bless up. Change is an imperative, people, that has to occur for you to progress, for you to advance, for you to excel. It's not okay to have the same people doing the same thing over and over again. It becomes stale. And why do I say that? It's part of the problem I have with the JFF. Now, I know they did take the GenSec, which was a step forward. Well, maybe. I don't know if it's a step forward or not. You hope it would be, because the GenSec is supposed to be an accomplished person in Jamaican society. But I'm not sure. Sometimes when you get into these organizations, you just adapt to what's happening. And therefore, you can't necessarily do as well as you normally would if you had the autonomy or the autonomy given to you. But I thought the discussion yesterday with Dion Lafacode, I know I messed up his last name. He was the previous technical director for Trinidad and Tobago football. And he was on board during the pandemic when the assessment was done by FIFA. As I said to him yesterday, I was disappointed that FIFA hasn't done a follow-up in the process, because it was done remotely. And unless you're on the ground to appreciate what's underground, I'm not sure you get a full picture and perspective as to what countries face who don't have resources to progress forward. As I mentioned yesterday in the discussion, people, here's what we're competing against. Think about US, for example. They're building a first-class facility in Atlanta, or in Georgia, but in Atlanta. They just issued a bond for $200 million, which means they're going to issue the bond, they're going to incur debt, they'll pay the interest on it because they're going to generate money from different sources. They'll take that money and invest in like 14 fields for all their 17 teams, state-of-the-art facility, data science area, everything you can think about. They have engaged companies like Deloitte, is one of the big top 4 accounting firms in the world, to be part of that strategy that they're employing. They have a huge strategic plan. So you need all the intellect you can get to help you as an organization in the football. Otherwise, you're only going to fall further behind. It's not fair, but life is not fair. So how do you make that up? You got to have smart people on board who are creative, who are deductive, who can assess things and help move things forward. Don't want to come here and preach, but I thought discussion was good. And as I said before, excuse me, let me get some water, people, because, when you talk enough, it dries sometime, I think it's important for and JFF, I want to talk to them. I want to watch my program. If you don't watch my program, I know I tell them. Quite a few of you in the JFF watch my program and watch other YouTubers' program, obviously. You need to distribute the document. Now, if you want to distribute it to selective people, which is people in your domain, the 50-something people who are involved in the voting process, the coaches for the various academies in Jamaica and clubs in Jamaica, the high schools in Jamaica who play football, certain media personnel. If you want to manage the distribution, manage it, but you need to distribute the information. I know it talks about Jamaica. I know it talks about where you are, because it's a comparative analysis, but we know where you are. At least we have an idea where you are. It's not a great place. So why do you think it's so parochial for you to hold on to this as if it's you know what? It's the last thing that you're going to have in your life, and you don't want to share it with the community and stakeholders you say, or important stakeholders to you. You can't just be important when you want something. It has to be a mutual situation where, you know what, both parties are leveraging each other. So I think you should share it. It's important to read and see where we actually are and what was actually communicated to FIFA and how we compare to the rest of the world. I think it's important. So now let's jump into today's activities, actually. It's my little first 10 minutes of soliloquy I just went through. Let's talk about West Indies cricket, and then we're going to talk enough EPL, and then we juice up for the Mason Greenwood discussion, people. We juice up. But so West Indies has a 3-match T20 series South Africa. They had beaten them the last time they played, the last game they played before this series started. They won the first game. Hey, bless up, know yourself. They won the first game. They made 176. South Africa made 174 for 7. West Indies chased down 174. I think their highest score they chased down at the Brian Lara Academy, which is where the game is being played. And they won obviously by 7 wickets. I think Ford from Barbados was impressive with 3 for 27. And Shea Hope scored runs and Poor Run score runs, which they've been doing. Yeah, Bastama. They win 2 games. So that was the first game, which they really played well. The second game, West Indies made 179 for 6, and South Africa made 149. And actually, South Africa was 129 for 3. So they did what West Indies normally do. They collapsed, frankly. Right? Again, Shea Hope make 41, Powell make 35. So Shea Hope in 2 games made scores of 51 and 41, which is good. I think Powell made about 19. Wasn't as good in this game as he was in the second game. But now West Indies did well. The bowlers bowl well. Hussain has been very, very good. Moti has been good. I think Shamar Jones is going to be a star. And Shepherd is coming to his own. So West Indies have a good team. The batsmen are very, very inconsistent. Very, very inconsistent. Not a good look for them. But I think the bowlers have done well overall. Continue to do well. Sometimes the bowlers disappoint me in that they will bowl well for half an inning or 3/4 inning, and then they allow the opposition to get a big score when they have them down, right? They'll have you for 150 for 5 or 6, and then the tail makes, or the last 4 makes 150, 200, which is ridiculous. When you have somebody down, keep them down. So, but my hope is that they'll continue to improve, they continue to do well, and that they get the support, which I'm always talking about, from the fans. But it's hard with West Indies because West Indies one time dominated this arena. And you can see how a team can fall from grace. If you think about the 60s, 70s, and 80s, which were the West Indies era, you come 90s and the 2000s, it's been going in the wrong direction. Bless up, Asian. Thanks for joining. Hey, people, you know, Asian just mentioned. I'm always saying Asian or Asian. Tell me which one I should say. It's a CIAN, so I'm not sure how you pronounce it. So just remind me that I should mention this. First of all, we have 53 likes and 74 people. That can be good people. Like, come on, people. That can be good, man. There's a motto in this on this channel, which is the likes have to exceed the number of people on the stream, because all right, bless up Asian, because more people come and go, so there's more people who have come and visited and viewed than the people in the stream. So I'll wait until I increase the likes. I wait till they increase the likes. I don't know what I'm do already. My throat get dry. I drink some water. My throat dry. I see the likes them. So I do from now on. My throat dry. I see the likes. Likes make my throat get moist, and we can talk more. So the likes need to go about 54 likes, 75 people. That now working with people, and we have enough to talk about this evening. Enough EPL to talk about. Enough Aguan, but enough Mason Greenwood to talk about people. Enough. So people, come on, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, for the host to keep talking, the like button have to be hit. Because the host get dry. See, man, I lose my voice already. 59, that means let me just talk, and a 1 like we get, and a 16 difference. If we can add, okay, a 10 difference now. I was 12 difference before. All right. Me talk, I know the other likes them I come. So people, let's go EPL. But you know, this is the Greenwood session, but we'll do EPL for now. Got enough EPL news are going. We'll recap. I'm gonna do this for Monday, but we'll recap what happened over the weekend. And then after that, maybe we should come on my stream then, Alan. But we'll do some EPL recap. We'll talk some transfers, and then we'll jump into the Greenwood thing, because the Greenwood thing is an imperative for us. I'll make some. I'm not gonna call them profound statement. I'll make someone will beat me this evening. We done this evening. I know we'll get beaten, but that's how I go. Sometimes the worst to get beaten. I'll beat me this evening. I see some things I'm not gonna like. But we're talking enough Greenwood thing, because as I've said before, he's gonna be, when he joins us, if it all works out, because in people haven't gone through yet. One of the best things ever. Start with Chelsea first. All right. No, we'll start with the Saturday game first. We'll do it in sequence. We'll touch Chelsea. So let's go through the game then quickly, people, and then we can talk about transfers, and we can go jump into Mason. So I'm tell the Mason thing for one on us, so I'm not going away for the Mason, because enough talk we have. Brighton versus Man U. It was a good game, and frankly, Man U could have won the game. The offside where Zerski scored when Garnacho tried to put the ball in an empty net, it was unfortunate for them, right? I know people trying to beat Man U. I thought they have played okay this season. They haven't been awesome, but they've been good. They were good against Fulham. I thought they were decent against Brighton. And it's unfortunate that that goal wasn't given. So, yeah, sure, we get the West Indies by the end of this stream. We should know the score. And hopefully they win again, make it 3 in a row, maybe 4 in a row, actually, because they won the last one of the others they played. So I thought Man U played well. But people, to just think about the team, I wasn't impressed with the Brighton coach. So here's my problem, people. And I said it on the street. I said that the other day, which is this. Sometimes coaches make changes and it works out well for them and everybody praise them to death. But if you assess the Brighton game against Man U, changes should have been made much earlier. I heard Darren Ben talking about Minte on the right and how great he was. No, he wasn't. When he got to the final third, he made bad decisions almost every single time. He wasn't skinning Dalot either when Dalot is a right back playing left back. He wasn't skinning Dalot. I don't care what anybody tell me. I was watching the game and I was frustrated he made the change early. You know why? Because he had a Dingra on the bench and he had the Paraguayan on the bench. He had good people on the bench. A Dingra is a brilliant footballer, even though he's young. And I thought he would have done a better job than Minte did, and I was disappointed. Right? Chorus, really chorus? No, man, I'm a different direction I'm going. Different direction. I try to be objective and unbiased in my perspective, regardless of the situation. So no chorus. We're not going to be there. We're not beating about something else, man. No, man, I'm not beating about that. We're not beating about Greenwood. Not at all. So it was interesting watching the game and hear the praise that the coach got, and he's 33 years old, youngest coach in the Premier League. I wasn't impressed, people. Yes, Gilmore and the never-ending player will be play what am I at? 37 now. They about what 600 or something games. James Milner. I thought they played well. But I thought the changes should have been earlier. He brought in a midfielder, and I forgot the midfielder's name, who was really, really powerful and strong. The timing wasn't the best. The time wasn't best for Adingra. They won the game because Adingra set up Pedro. But to me, I wasn't impressed with him and his changes, his game management. You hear me beat coaches about game management, people. Some things are obvious, and a lot of times it doesn't work out and they don't get beaten. And sometimes it works out for them and everybody plays them. But I wasn't impressed. No, you weren't awful, Juras. I don't agree with you. I think Meno and Casemiro. I thought Mount played well. I'm not sure why he was removed, frankly. I thought your pressing was good. So, yeah, I didn't think you were that poor. People think you were that poor. I didn't think you were that poor. I thought Brighton just didn't. My coach did manage the game well, and they won, and I'm power to them because they're now 2-0. I was not impressed. West Ham, Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace had a tough game the week before against Brentford. West Ham had a tough game against Aston Villa, both coming off losses. For West Ham, they won. I didn't watch much of this game. Sometimes I just do highlights. But I know West Ham has bought 10 or almost 11 players. So they're revamping their team. People like Ward-Prowse, who they bought last year from Southampton, they don't want to try to get rid of him. They brought in Rodriguez to play in the 6, and they have Alvarez already there. So they bought the German center forward. They bought a number of good players, actually. And there's going to be competition for places. I'm not sure what the kid from Leeds decided to go there. Is it Somerville? Because he's not starting. Bowen and what's his name going to start? So I don't think he's going to start. Bless up Conroy. I don't think he's going to start. So that's going to be tough for him. Kudos and Bowen going to start. Antonio will share time with the big forward. And Paqueta is always going to play. So, but they brought in a lot of new players. They brought the kid, what's his name? Tabdibo from France to compete with Marapanas, who was at Arsenal, by the way. Yeah, Somerville. And it's really interesting how they work out. But they've got new own. I don't know where they're getting the money from, because even though you may have a rich owner, and this can generate money from commercial activities, including sponsorship, you have to make it. You can't afford to lose more than £70 million over a 3-year period. So I'm not sure how that's working for them, right? But they're going to be tough this year. I think they're trying to get into the top 6, even top 4, because everybody's looking at Villa saying, if Villa was at the bottom of the league 2 years ago and they were treading water before Emery came over, and now we have gotten our new coach, we should be doing the same. So I think Villa has been a big inspiration for a lot of teams. Fulham, Leicester, the 2 Arsenal alumni scored. Smith Rowe and Iwobi. Smith Rowe is a brilliant footballer, people. And I know there's some I'll throw this out there. I can't run with it. I know there's some investigation being done as to whether or not Smith Rowe, who has Jamaican heritage, as they call it nowadays, can play. He's played 3 games for England. The question is, when were those games played, and could he still qualify? I think one of those games may have been a friendly, I think. I think he's cap tied, but he may not be. So I think assessment would be done to figure out whether or not it's a possibility and if he would be interested. So we'll see what happens, because people see these kids out in Jamaica flag and people get excited. You know, I go, greatest ever Jamaica flag, and him end up. You see, Reese will have Jamaica flag. Jamaica flag are the thing for having people. People don't realize that, you know. Only people in Jamaica now appreciate the country as much as other people who are not in Jamaica appreciate the country. The flag a big thing. The flag, the language, the bossiness, all them things they count. So anyway, Man City, Ipswich. And by the way, the question about whether Arsenal will season with your Arsenal bias aside, DJ Exquisite, we have come twice, second 2 years in a row. The first year we lost, we should have won the league. We were up by 4 points. It was 8 points, but there are games to catch up. They called it 2 points. And we lost Saliba, and we went to Tottenham and got 3, and that was the end of our season. So we could have won that year. Last year, we lost twice to Villa, once to West Ham. We beat Villa this year. So, yes, I think we can win, but I don't think we can win unless we get a 9. I know people talking about Havertz being center forward, and now Jesus is injured. Havertz is not center forward. Havertz don't have a place on the football field, but he's a very good footballer, meaning he's not an 8, he's not a 10, he's not a 9, he's not a winger, he's not a 6. But it's like Smith Rowe is a good footballer. So, you know, Fulham playing Smith Rowe in a sort of 8/10 position, because he's a very good footballer. But if you're going to play the 8, you got to play some defense, and they're not the best at defense. If you play a 10, you got to play people in and create good assists and play balls between the lines and be cute with your pass at the right pace. I'm not sure they have that asset to their games, but they're very good footballers. So we'll see what happens. But if he's going to be the 9, even though I pick us to win because it's just being biased, I don't think so. If we get a center forward like a Tony or Osimhen, we're definitely winning, because our defense is ridiculous. We have 2 monsters in the back. Even though Gabriel's going to make a mistake here and there, because he's got to give up. He's like Ramsdale used to be. He's going to make a mistake every other game. But they were the pair that made the Premier League team of the season. I think we had 5 players in the team, including Raya, who was brilliant in the first 2 games. So, yeah. So the view that Arsenal was lucky just didn't put their chance away. So let me say this, people. First of all, the first chance was a foul on Gabriel. You can't wrestle somebody to the ground and push them down. The ref stayed there and give a foul. Would VAR overturn it? Maybe not, because it happened against Newcastle last year where he got fouled by Joe Linton. But he's always trying to shield, and he's not shielding well. But it was a foul. So that chance Ollie Watkins missed, yes, it's a really bad miss. It was a foul. The second one could have been a goal. But then again, we had chances. We scored 2, but Odegaard had 1 on the penalty box where he kicked a mile over the bar. And I don't think Arteta's changes are making change the right way. Martinelli shouldn't have passed the first half because he was poor. That's why I talk about coaches and their in-game management. A lot of them are poor. And somebody said, well, Kranky, you don't know what's happening in the team. Unless they're injured, I know what's happening in the team. You getting him. So, Dukla, which team you support? I thought you supported Man U. Man U, Chelsea, and us, I think, looking at Tony. The view, best Dr. Hero, the view is that Tony's going to go to Chelsea. Chelsea is souring on Osimhen. He wants too much money. But Tony going to people, if I was Tony, I'm going to Saudi Arabia. And you'd be like, Kranky, what are you talking about? He's going to make about 200,000 in the league. Yes, but people hear the facts. Hear the facts, people. This is important. My understanding is that he has a 3-year deal on the table for Saudi Arabia for £60 million in total, 20 million a year, which works out to what? About 400K a week or something around up, right? So if you play in the Premier League in 200,000 a week, and as I mentioned yesterday, if you make 200K a week in the UK, you're paying about 45% tax on that. So it's 55% of 200,000, which is 110,000, right? You're going to be making take home in your pocket. And we know he has enough gambling debts, so you may let him take home that much. Because when you have 200, we can charge for over 200 gambling situation, and the man not gamble easy, he might have enough gambling debts. So if he doesn't go to Saudi Arabia, he'll take home 110 in pocket. If he goes to Saudi Arabia and he makes £400,000 a week, I think if you stay out of the country for less than, if you don't come to the UK for more than 3 weeks during the year, he keeps the $400,000. So you're taking on 110 versus 400,000. So you're making 4 times what you'd be making, almost 4 times. So in 3 years, you're going to make what you make in 12 years. Me know where me I go. Me know it's nice to play Premier League football. Me know it's nice to be a host. But if you're 28, 29, you can come back at 32, which is 12 years of life I spend in Premier League. Me I go Saudi Arabia. And me can go Vegas and spend about a quarter of the money and waste it because I'm a gambler and enjoy my time at the UK. Me not staying on the Premier League. You know, no, sir. 4 times the money I take home. Because people focus on the gross sum that people make. Don't focus on gross sum. Nobody care about gross sum. It's how much you take home. If you pay me 100 million, am I taking home 100 million or taking home 25 million? Or taking home 50 million? That's generational wealth. Me I go Saudi Arabia. I'm not caring nobody say. Yeah, he's going to be well paid. He's going to make at least 200,000 if he goes to a team in the Premier League. That's no doubt. He's not taking less than 200,000. But he's taking on 110 from that 200,000 versus keeping 400,000. So every week, I'm making a Saudi Arabia, when I'm making out in a month a Premier League, when I take home in a month, in Saudi Arabia, I'm taking home that in a week. I go Saudi Arabia. If I for 6 months for 1 year, I go Saudi Arabia. 45% is tax, not 50%, 45%, but it's close enough. Saudi Arabia, you're not paying on tax because the UK doesn't tax you on your worldwide income if you're not a resident like the US does. The US, no matter where you go in the world, you a tax. If Tony was a US resident and go to Saudi Arabia, he might pay at least 35 to 39% on that 400,000, probably more 39%. You won't pay any state or city tax because you don't live in the country. So the US has squeezed you no matter what happens. The US are getting the money. Different story when you go to where you live in most other countries of the world don't do that. I don't know why the US does that. It's ridiculous because you're not in the country, you're not utilizing resources, you get no benefit. That's why some people will forgo their US citizenship if they live overseas. So for example, you live in, if I'm digressing here, but if you live in Hong Kong, you pay 15% tax on your income. That's it. So you keep 85% of your money. In the US, so you make $1 million in Hong Kong, you'll keep what? 850. In the US, you'll pay about 35 to 39% federal tax. If you live in New York or California, you pay another 12% tax. And that include FICA and things. So you pay over 50% of the money goes at your pocket if I US. But anyway, a little bit of education on that. Let's stick with the football. Man City, Ipswich. So Man City, Ipswich score first. And Man City asked them, what do you mean you're scoring against us? You're disrespecting us. And then there's like 3 goals in no time that they scored. Eventually get a 4th. Haaland keep hitting the net. I thought Roy Keane said Haaland was a League One player. People. No, stop. Just bad, man. 100 people watching and 71 likes. Come on, people. Don't do nonsense to people, man. Ciao. If you're in this forum, people, the host cannot let me say, I use Jamaican host. That's a host person on age. The host can't talk. Come to know if I'm a Jamaican. And if you're not, you should learn the language. The host cannot speak unless he gets likes. So, I'll stop talking like a bit. My voice goes dry if I don't get likes, people. I'm in the likes business. 72 not working for me, people. I tell you the truth. 72 not working for me. Me need more likes. So maybe I'll start nonsense until they give me the likes then. I'm not going further. We need likes, people. We need likes. If me not get liked, me not feel good. Me feel hungry. Me feel miserable. Me cranky already. Make no sense, people. So hit the like button. 77 we have 96 that not work for me. See about 4 people that leave a while ago. Because no one hit no likes. That's all right. If you don't want the likes, you can leave. Me, I agree with that. Okay, if you're there and I hit the likes, it don't make sense to me. Because no other people don't get to watch it. By the way, people, I need subscription. Me have subscription. Look like this subscription phobia on my channel now. Me said it yesterday, me reach 1,000 in June. Me only there 1,700. And now go up. People, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. And please hit the like button. The likes them I go up. Me like that. Me then keep going up, people. Keep going up. Because I run through the EPL car. At Greenwood, come to talk about it now. Enough Greenwood to talk about today. I mean, no stay. Someone no stay. Especially if you're not Jamaican. Greenwood no one a year. To give someone not give on an EPL. And you're on 100 different channel. I try to put a little different spin on it. But that's some transfers though. Nottingham Forest, Southampton, Morgan Gibbs White, who would love to come play for Jamaica. Morgan Gibbs White, if you've come across my channel, I mean, you understand patois. If you have Jamaica affiliation and you live in the UK, you understand the patois. You come play for Jamaica. England, if them give you a game, them do like 80 minutes an hour. I'm give you like one game and make you feel good and sweet you up, and then forget about you. Morgan Gibbs White. There's too much competition. Come on, Jamaica, you, Mason Greenwood, ESR, Kyle Walker Peters. Hey, look at the midfield. You want ESR in the midfield, and we just keep here and compare the 10, the 6 midfield set. Mason on the right, Gray on the left, Antonio up front, or Cameron Archer up front. With team set, people. Team set. So ESR, Gibbs White. Me know Hayden's been talked about. Me not see him. I do nothing yet. Hayden, go get your papers. A long time I talk to you. You get no Hayden. I launch as play one World Cup. I play for one international team. I'm an England team. Get your papers. I mean, no, you understand part of it. So let's keep going, people. So Gibbs White scored for Nottingham Forest. Good win for them. Playing well this season. 4 points for a team that came up 2 years ago. And them spend enough money. Spend over 100 million last year. I thought they would get a bigger sanction than they got. But the Greek owner, I do a job of spend money, not if you spend money. I have money too. Tottenham by 4. Basuma stops, take the laughing gas and score. Son scored 2-2. So Tottenham, who should have beaten Leicester the first week and threw that game away, almost get to the point of almost losing. Good win by Tottenham. Can't wait to play them. I feel them play still. First game I play them there. We have Brighton next, and then I think we have them after the international break. And then we have Arsenal, played Villa. I was mentioned before, Villa had 2 golden chances to score. Even all of us who are here probably could score those goals. I think everybody in the chat, including just truly, well, I mean, I don't know about me, but mostly in the chat probably scored those goals. Poor miss by Ollie Watkins, who had a brilliant season last season. One of the best seasons in Europe. And people, thanks very much for the likes. I appreciate it. We almost caught up. I appreciate the likes, people. Even though there should be more because we had 100 people at one point on. I know we have 86 likes, but I appreciate those who hit the like button. I don't take it for granted. All right, so thanks. But it was a tough game for us. We haven't played well for the first 2 games. We have won 2-0 in each game. We have kept clean sheet because of David Raya. And when people were beating Raya, I wasn't one of those people beating Raya people because I wasn't convinced by Ramsdale. I thought Ramsdale made too many mistakes. And I used to point it out. I used to be on another stream, my friends in the UK. I used to point it out all the time. Every game he makes a mistake that could cost you a game. Almost every single game, whether it's with his feet, poor decision, all-time goal against Porto, whatever it was, he'd make a bad decision. And I'm sure Arteta look at the tapes and say, you know what? It may not always cost us, but we can't afford you. And even though he commanded his box well, he made too many mistakes. So when Robbie and all them were beating the whole Raya thing, I was one of those people. Because people have that hometown bias, which a lot of Jamaicans have when it comes to local Liverpool players. Ramsdale is English, and that's why the press and Arsenal fans sometimes lose their mind. If it was a foreign goalkeeper, they wouldn't be acting that way. But when they're local, it's a whole different perspective. And even though Ramsdale's a good keeper, he was not the right keeper, and Raya is the right keeper. And Raya had a part of Raya, even though Raya had the most clean sheet last year, he had some very tough games and cost us some games. But I think he's a better keeper, and he showed it at Brentford when he was in Championship, and he moved up. So it's the right move by Arteta. Yeah, they probably would have scored Boss Thomas. I think if he was, they would have scored that save on Holly Watkins that he made the second one, even though Ali probably should have scored that, was a ridiculous save. Because you have those drills where keeper jump down and jump up, jump down. But when you come up, it's the strength of being able to push it. Not only push it, because Bailey was coming in, push it wide off Bailey. That was the most impressive part of that save. It wasn't just a save, that he pushed it where it could not be gotten by the opposition, which is important. So those were the game, and then we had the Sunday games. Newcastle, Bournemouth. There's a lot of discussion about whether Bournemouth got robbed in that game and that the smaller teams get robbed because, people surprised Newcastle, a big team. No, Newcastle used to be a big-time small team, especially when people like Steve Bruce was there, who, by the way, wanted the Jamaica job. And when Mike Ashley was running the team. No, they have Saudi owner, a big team now, they have big players. I thought Bournemouth playing really well. Like Semenya and those players, they look really good for a team that lost Solanke. I thought they looked really, really good. So I was impressed with Bournemouth against a Newcastle team. And Bournemouth could have won that game. People said, well, the opposition the Newcastle's players didn't protest against it. Because you know why? Everybody thought he hit the ball. We didn't realize he hit his shoulder or here until we saw the replay. All right? No, he didn't head on the keeper. The keeper was on the ground. He didn't head on the keeper. He didn't head on the keeper. He headed straight because the ball was coming quickly. You're talking about Holly Watkins, but no, he ain't on the keeper. Keeper saved it. So it was interesting, actually, that VAR overturned it. So people are saying that if it hit your sleeve, it's not a handball. I'm sure VAR went through their checks, and they were getting beaten on the radio and beaten in the public. But sometimes even the former players don't know the rules. So until I see what the rule is, because the handball rule is going all over the place, then I can't say anything. Liverpool, I'm going to skip the Chelsea for last. Liverpool versus Brentford. I thought Brentford was good in the first half, but as the game went on, Liverpool did what they did. I thought Diaz's goal was spectacular, but I've always said this: team shouldn't score on you when you have a set piece. You need to balance your team. You can't have 8 people forward, and then when the ball gets played forward, the other team is facing opposite to you, and you're going the other way. When you lose it, and Arsenal used to do that a lot under Arsene Wenger, you're scrambling. So that was ridiculous on Brentford's part. And then Salah does what Salah does. So good and bad Liverpool. So now we come to the game of the weekend, which was pretty even in the first half because they were going back and forth. Wolves, Chelsea scored 2, Wolves scored 2, and then Chelsea does what Chelsea will do sometime this season. They turn up the heat. Madueke, who I rate, by the way, and who I think I might have said it on my channel or something else. No, I think it may have been on Apollo's channel. I said that we should consider him as a backup to Saka or even a placement for Martin Lenny. I was getting beaten on it. I've watched Madueke play since he came over from Holland. He's a very skillful player, very good player. Now, the 3 goals the 3 goals were good goals, by the way. And the 3 goals may not be reflective of who he is as a player. But Chelsea have a lot of talent people. I picked them to come 4th this season. And people are saying, really, they're a mess? There's nothing like having good players, people. Good players can compensate for bad coaches and bad administration. Ask Jamaica. So there's nothing like having good players. I said I want to look. I'm going to get beaten for that. Nothing like having good players. And Chelsea have very good players. Although the 41 players they have, I bet 35 of them can get into Premier League teams. They have very good players. You're probably going to have some dissension in the ranks because when you're a good player and get no game, it's not a good thing. So, Dr. Dan, we don't know if you're going to golf yet. And people, let me say this, people. When you're talking about Tony playing for England, Tony would only play for England if Harry Kane break his 2 legs and Watson has a poor season. So if I'm going to play 5 minutes a game, 10 minutes a game, only in friendlies and games that don't matter, why should Tony care? Tony's like 28, 29 years old. He probably only has 3, 4 more years left in football. Take the money and run. If it was me, I wouldn't even be thinking about it. I don't care. I can live in a penthouse in Saudi Arabia. I'm air conditioned all day. I go play Xbox all day and then go play some football and train. I enjoy myself in air conditioned environment because, the place are hot. There's no way I'm not taking the money and run. But it's Tony's decision. He'd like to be in the limelight because you can go to Saudi Arabia, Boshiago in a sense, Nobody can carry your score. But you know what? You count your money in that bank. That's my philosophy. If you reach 28, 29, it's a short career. You probably have only 3, 4 more years left. He going to regret not taking the money when he reach 40, 45 years old. Give him gamble too. He should take that money, put 300,000 away. Well, no, put 250 away, spend 50, and give it 100,000 to the gambling man. Because when you're addict, you're addict. So let me see. If you're going to make 4 times the money you're going to make in the Premier League, and you only have 4 years in your career left, people, it's not a discussion. Sorry, it's not a discussion. It's not a discussion, people. Now, in terms of the transfer market, it's heating up. There's discussion between Man U and Chelsea about exchanging Sterling for Sancho. They may have to do two separate transactions. I don't think exchanges work that way. This is not the NBA where you trade people. But that should be interesting, people. I hope Sterling land on his feet. I'm a Sterling supporter. People, 97 people in the chat, 90 likes. The numbers don't work for me. Please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I'd appreciate it. Can we try to bring a quality content, and hopefully we're doing so. So I do think I do think Tony should go to Saudi Arabia, and I think it'd be a good thing if Sterling go to Man U. But people, if Sterling go Man U, what happens? There's a lot to consider, I just think Ten Hag just want to get rid of Sancho. Look, Sterling is not finished. I think Sterling going to have a good year, is my view. He has something to prove. I think he's got to play a little more defense because as he gets older, he stopped running back as much as he should. He seems like he's in wonderland on defense. I think he still have offensive capability. So, yeah, Richard, generational wealth is an imperative and important. We should secure it. And if you're a gambler, like Tonali and Tony, you need to secure it even more. So make something, but pay yourself first, pay the gambler third, and pay your bank account second. That's what you should do. There's no way you can tell me say it's not gambling still. That doesn't happen. And a lot of people go bankrupt from gambling, by the way. A lot will make hundreds of millions of dollars. And a lot of Asians are ridiculous gamblers. So if you're in Saudi Arabia, he has to gamble. But he's probably going to be bored to death anyway. That's why you see people like Henderson come back quick. Even though, so Henderson didn't come back to UK, right? Henderson went to Holland because he want to keep him money. But anyway, different story for a different day. So I want Sterling to go to, I'm not sure I want him to go to Man U. I want him to go to somebody who's going to play all the time. Because Garnacho and Diallo, who are playing well, they're going to get even more restricted. So here's who's going to be out now, given if Sterling go Man U. Who you think is, what players do you think is out, people? Because Rashford's going to be there. He's making $300,000 a week. He has to play. He has to be there. He has to get game time. I think the Brazilian's in trouble. The Brazilian who cost like 80-something million pounds, bought by Ten Hag, there's going to be 5 wingers. You can only play 4, That's why Chelsea struggle. So don't forget rid of Sterling. Because they had Madueke, they had Neto, they have Modric, they have Palmer who can play both 10 and play outside, they have Nkungu. You have too much players at one position. It doesn't work, people. Especially big players making big money with big names, with big reputations. Doesn't work, people. Doesn't work. So if he goes to Chelsea, it's going to stifle Diallo because even though Diallo plays on the right, and Sterling, Rashford, Garnacho will play on the left. Garnacho can play the right too. So maybe Garnacho and Diallo play the right, and Sterling and Rashford play the left. But I think the deal will get done. Chelsea may have paid a little bit of... I think if they do go both ways, nobody should pay each other wage because Sancho makes about 3 and Sterling makes about 3 something. So it should be even out. I know people have been saying that they may have to pay some of Sterling wages, but I don't think so. Now, why in the would Chelsea want Sancho? He was good at Dortmund, but Premier League is a different league. He hasn't been good in the Premier League. He probably does well in La Liga, given the style of play and the game and the lack of physicality and you have more freedom and flexibility, but I don't think he's going to be that great, frankly, in the Premier League. And where's he going to play? They just bought Neto for 50-something mil. What is Chelsea doing? Now if they get Tony, people, if they get Tony, the only problem they'll have is I don't rate their center halves. I think Fafana is a good player, but he's light. And I think Colwell is decent, but I'm not sure he's as flexible as like him to be. Now they're going to get James back after his suspension from last season's red card. So he has about 2 more games to come back. And Gusto has been good for them. Cucurella, I think he can be skinned a lot. So it's going to be interesting, people, how that works out. But Chelsea has a good team. Their midfield is good, apart from Fernandes. Women Riet. I don't know why he's always playing. Lavia and Caicedo in the middle. Palmer playing the 10. You have Madueke on the right. Neto, or whoever is on the left. And you have Tony, who's a brilliant link-up player up front. That link-up between Tony and Palmer in the middle. Ridiculous, people. And then you have Nkunku, who then bought for enough money, 50-something mil. Probably going to be on the bench because it looked like he's still not recovered from his knee problem. Crazy people. Mr. Langsley Blake, the man, the loquacious man, the verbose man, the man with the words. Good evening. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. And as you come in, Mr. Loquacious, please hit the like button. I'm going to do like the Gleaner, loquaciously. No. You hit the like button like you like it. All right? No, because loquacious and energy come into the play. Can't stop being Gleaner about that. I'm going to look up the word again. So yeah, it's going to be interesting actually. But the transfer market has been, Brighton probably spend the most money now. Probably next, similar to Chelsea. I think Brighton has spent over 200 million. Now, when you sell Macassar for 30-something million, you're buying for nothing. Caicedo you bought for like 3-4 million. You get 100+ million for him. You sell Basuma the previous year. You sell enough players, so they have money. And Bloom, who by the way made his money through gambling, Tony Bloom, was on their board at one point. They made his money through gambling, took over Brighton, and he's a smart cookie. They do like the Chelsea strategy, but better than Chelsea, which is buy them young, buy them good, bring them in, mature them, and sell them on for enough money. So it's a self-sufficient organization for Brighton. I don't know where Chelsea getting their money from, but they're spending a lot of it. No, Fernandes Datadan is not that great. In fact, he played the 10 against City. He cost them the game because he was awful against City. And he played the whole game, by the way. And he was the captain with his racist self, which makes no sense to me. But who knows? Maybe those coaches know more than I mean. All right, people. So we go pivot. I was trying to get to 7 o'clock. People can't call in. Okay? We start the Mason Greenwood thing 7 o'clock. We do it for an hour. So I can't call in. No. But only if you call in, it can only be for 5 minutes because it's now 6:48 US time, 5:48 Jamaica time. At 7 p.m., I may work on certain things. I'm going to do the Mason Greenwood update, people. No, if we have to talk about Mason. Can prepare for that one now. Enough about Mason Greenwood. So we may even start it earlier, people. So you have to create interest in us. You have to delay it. I try to do like the regular traditional media host them. Create delay, make more people come in. And people come in, 113 people in the chat. We only have 104 likes, people. People don't know this channel is working now. The likes has to be more than people in the chat. Bless up, Pristine. Thanks for joining. Dr. Dan, are you a real doctor or is it just a term? Because see, Dr. Hero, Dr. Dan, that's what Dr. Jamaica have. I'm making the assumption you're Jamaican, by the way. Shusha, don't put that up, Shusha. Now put that up. You say he's very verbose, Shusha. He's very verbose. I hear you. Please hit the like button, people. Let's get up to 130. Energy 876. Energy. Remember, embarrassing the energy. Embarrass you. The likes has to be more than the people in the chat. Energy. So figure it out, energy, and come and then talk to me. The likes should be more than people in the chat. Trust me. If the likes less than people, that's not a good thing. Likes should always be more than people in the chat. And energy, work that out energy and come back to me, energy. Because you just challenge me and question me. When I say things, I don't know energy. One thing me try to do, before me say something, make sure I know me I talk about. Bless Jerome, thanks for joining. Energy said, what energy just said? Let me see what energy got. Energy that talk to me. Yeah, energy that talk. Him said, no. No, what energy? Energy talk to me, energy. Energy talk to me. I mean, like get challenged, you know. I love challenge. Mr. Pastor said, if I deem your channel worthy of my time, I hit the like button first. So Pastor. That's very cryptic. Because you're sort of suggesting that you've hit it because you're here, but you could just be passing through, and therefore you didn't hit it. No, me and Shushen, me and Pastor do balance view. Trust me. Me and Pastor or the balance view, big deal that you know, because me and Pastor do balance view. Trust me. Enough discussion we have, but enough things we are talking about. You and Pastor, we are talking about enough things on balance view. Me just lose me thinking I'm train of thought, you know. Now, Pastor, if you do balance view, it has to be done. It's a must. It's an imperative. It has to be done. We talk about a lot of things in life. Social matters, religious matters, all those matters will be discussed. I had to pull up my Mason Greenwood thing. Had to be discussed on balance view. But I put balance view on pause for a little bit. It was growing too slow for me. I don't know. So me stay a certain way enough. Things don't grow fast. Me get discouraged. So I put balance view on pause, even though I've been getting requests for it. So I may start up again next week. Yeah, we're going with the Greenwood thing. And so I was misinterpreting what he was saying. People, 110 and 113, it should be more than 113 likes. Trust me. Someone on the index finger, probably crooked, straighten it out and push the like button. Stop being selfish and mean. Push the like button so other people can watch the channel. Right? It's the likes that drives traffic. So hit the like button so it drives traffic. Thank you, people. I see the likes are going up. Thank you. Energy, you figure out the energy, because you don't tell me, say, all the likes and one people in the chat. So energy, tell me if you figure it out yet. Because me a call upon you, know, because you don't call me out, me a call note back. Owen say he come to values. Honestly, 3 viewers. Yeah. We have. No, Owen, I've had a decent amount sometimes, you know. But the channel normally I have 141 subscribers now, I think, actually. I only started like, a month ago, and I haven't really been doing it. I got 50 the first week, and then it go up. But let me do more. No, but here the way, Owen. I did it when I had my first 50 subscribers. I did one show on Trump, and I had 1,100 views. You think about that. And I had only 50 subscribers. And when I did that Trump thing, now those people didn't subscribe, obviously. But 1,000 views. Me don't forget views, you know. Let me tell you some people, if I want to get views from them channel. But I'm not just about the view thing, even though I want the like thing. If I put in this thumbnail, and by the way, the Mason Greenwood wasn't to get views, because I want to talk about it. Because it was brought up on my channel yesterday. If I put the divisive boss, I don't know what that is, in my thumbnail, that's automatically 2,000-3,000 views without even thinking about it. Maybe 1,500 from Jamaica, 1,000 from US, and 500 from Canada. If I put the divisive boss on here, I know it. If I put the Aston Villa player on here, minimum 2,000, 3,000 views. But do you hear me talk about those individuals? I know what drive views, but I'm not here just to do the views thing. I'm here to try to provide quality content. I know what drive views. I know what is clickbait, but I mean, I clickbait thing. No, sir. May I try make this a quality thing? So I'm doing what I'm used to, not what's going to just get views. Right? Jeremiah says, Mr. Longs, I must say Mr. Longsley Blake, my brother. When I start big for brother, I would like you to give the host and the chat an authentic Bible class. No, that's a balanced view, because these people they come for sports. They and some of them are probably heathens, like some other people I know. They didn't come for Bible class. We're going to do that on balanced views. You can get the Bible class on balanced views. What press are we talking about? What press are we talking about? No, we don't. We're not. Chorus. We're not follow people in a chorus. We're independent thinkers who have a mind of our own and can be influenced unless it's in a positive sense, right? So that won't happen. See, audience, let me show you a breath of fresh air. See that? Man can breathe well. No carbon in my show. Get rid of the carbon. Get rid of the carbon. And it's a rookie YouTuber last trying to get views. Was the person trying to get views or just expressing their thoughts about something which a lot of people disagree with? Because I'm going to talk about that too. Because I'm going to stop beat people because I don't agree with it now. So Tycoon says, Ravel and Hector PFA game today. Few League One team looking to sign. Yeah. I hope Ravel get that team actually, because I would love to see Ravel back in the team. Can you imagine if we have, well, more realistic targets, right? ESR and Gizzo, I don't think are realistic targets, to be honest. And ESR may be cap tied. But if you get Ravel and a couple more midfielders, it'd be a good. And by the way, people, Mason can play the 10 too. Mason can play everywhere. Mason should start playing a goal. We are running a Me Too movement on YouTube. What does that mean now, Owen? Elaborate. Me put a thing without him look on him now. It says, Kranky Live was on Balance View one time. And I asked question, oh no, you don't look upon my question. Only time I will visit when you and Langsley make a debate, because that should be interesting. Here's the thing, people gotta understand this. You see, when you're sitting in my seat and any YouTuber seat, you're doing 10 things. You have notes that you've written up, you have videos you have to put up, you have slides you have to put up, you're listening to the chat, sometimes I want to play my music. You're doing 10 things. You're watching to make sure you can see the likes on another screen, because I have like 4 screens in front of me. I have an iPad, 2 iPhones, and my 2 monitors. So you're trying to manage a lot of things. So I may not put up all your comments. I may not even see your comments sometimes. Somebody beat me one time, said I didn't defend them in the chat when somebody was giving them a hard time. I'm not even following. I can't follow the trailer conversation trying to multitask. I'm not that good. I'm not that smart. Right? So yeah, I don't do that. Subscribers going on a cancel campaign. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you should cancel somebody because you don't agree with them. I don't think so. I would admit, so maybe I'm a hypocrite with this. I don't watch Fox in the US. I shouldn't say. I don't watch Fox. Maybe if a year is 365 days, I may watch Fox for 5 minutes. No, that's not true. Say 20 minutes, because there'll be somebody playing something that they did which was ridiculous on a YouTube channel, and I may watch it to just see what it is. But I don't watch Fox because I think they're just ridiculous. So maybe I'm a little bit hypocritical saying that, if you disagree with somebody, you shouldn't engage with them. But I don't think if you have so here's the thing, people, some I don't know. So me get myself in that trouble. Almost 7 o'clock at night. I get myself in that trouble by saying this. But I not really care right now, because I'm in trouble sometimes. So here's the thing for you people. Think about this one before you start beat, coming on a beat. Some of you in this chat right now, me believe, were ecstatic when somebody just left jail the other day for an egregious crime they're supposed to commit. Some of you in this chat probably were ecstatic about that. Am I correct? Right? Some of you probably were ecstatic about that. And somebody disagree, you want to beat them about that. Because love that person there. And the worst that person there. But because somebody want to come to your team that you like, and the person disagree, you want to beat that person. You can't have it both ways in the people. You can't be hypocrite, Minimize the hypocrisy thing. Me not have to beat Greenwood. So I'm going to talk about that from right now. We're going to do the Greenwood thing in 2 minutes. Talk about it in detail. But I'm beat somebody can have a different view from even though, as I said to people, when you're going to take a position in life, and I said this yesterday, make sure you have your facts straight. And make sure your facts can stand up to scrutiny. And your facts, if challenged, you can defend it. Right? Tycoon said one cancel movement. Right? So make sure you can stand up to scrutiny. Right? Because it becomes challenging. Now, let me tell you some people. I'm not going to let me say this. I'll say it anyway. If you cancel me, it may be a blessing in disguise. Let me say that again. I say that, people. I'm telling you this. If you cancel me, it's a blessing. It's probably a blessing in disguise. Why? So, I love the YouTube team. Love run my mouth. Love the YouTube thing. Do this quite a bit. Love engaging. Remind me of my previous life. I did a lot of presentations, right? But it take a ton of time, people. We can't even go or come. Energy, nobody can even care for no energy. Me not care no energy. I tell you right now, if you not cancel me, it's probably a blessing in disguise. So will I be happy? Probably not, but it's a blessing in disguise. Me can go online and go play some jam down, which me haven't played in about, well, I'm going to play jam down now, about 3 months. I'm going to love play jam up online. Me just got to park and hunt. Me not got to park that much anymore. Once in a while. I'm supposed to go do some traveling, probably supposed to go Jamaica and go Atlanta. I'm not going nowhere because me dad do this, because I want to invest in this. So if you cancel me, you know what? Me have options. Me I tell you that right now. So if no one cancel me, cancel me. If no one cancel me. Me I have no problem doing it. No problem doing it. People hit the like button, Now start the Mason Greenwood thing now. Right? Because the thumbnail wasn't meant to be a clickbait. Because I know some just deal with facts. So if no one cancel me, me not have a problem to cancel me. But help me if not cancel me. Because you know how much work me do? I no one give me no likes. I may get vexed enough time. I may cranky and carry on. So if no one can't give me can't live with it. But there are people out there who tell me, say, if I keep doing this, that's something I'm going to do it, We get some good comments from people. We get some good text from people say, Kranky, love what you do, keep the way you do, my youth. A good thing. The views that will come, the subscribers will come, but boy, them slow like what. So if you cancel me, can't take a vacation. I'm not take a vacation all summer, I'm not going away this summer. Think about it. Me retired in March, and right now I'm not going nowhere all summer. I try to go somewhere in December, in a cold time. So anyway, now we're going to keep on cranky thing. And so if we sign the petition thing, we're going to, you know what? Hey, who have the petition? We can't sign it. Who have the petition, people? Hey, people, if you have the petition, send it, go give me. Because then say they want to cancel me. Send it, go give me. We can't get canceled. We can't get my life back. No, I didn't watch a show, Farud. I didn't watch a show. I must admit I didn't watch a show. If you don't want to leave me, you know, I forgot to leave me. Hey, people, send me the petition. We can't sign it. We can't get back my life. Can I lose my life, people? I'm not alive. Watch it cranky. The Greenwood fans them out bad. Me know them more. Me not worry about the Greenwood fans them. Hey people, me tell you something this. One of you can do, can't tell me what to do. I said, me live my life now. And I struggle sometimes when my early days in corporate, you have the Jamaican attitude, but they can't tell me nothing. Then you get some reality check, and then you start manage it and mitigate it because you can't just stay so all the time, right? So you have to be flexible in life. So all right, people, 7 o'clock, we start the Greenwood thing. So Greenwood thing. Me have a video now, people. YouTube, me cancel me time we done this. Me have a video for you, enough video for watch. Enough to talk about. Mason Greenwood. So I've been doing a lot of reading on Mason. Look, I did a Mason Greenwood video, I think it was last week, said the case for and against Mason Greenwood, right? Because we have to be balanced in our thinking about people in general. We have to think about people in general. We can't just say something, right? And say we are factual when we don't have facts. If you don't have facts, you have to be very careful. Because to me, I use this weird word imperative. It's a must to have facts and evidence. Because when you have evidence, you're in a good place. You can substantiate the position and say something is A, B, or C. If you don't have evidence, it becomes much more challenging. So with Greenwood people, and I see the English media, I beat the kid 24/7. I hear a lot of women beat the kid 24/7, and I can understand why. And people will say domestic abuse is awful. And I always say this, if you beat a woman, you're a wimp. If you box a woman, if you beat a woman, you're a wimp. I don't have no time for you. I tell you that right now. Not debating. If you beat a woman, you're a wimp. But, there's always a but. Let's assess the Mason Greenwood situation. Because we're drawing conclusions and we don't have evidence to substantiate the position. And that's why I want to talk to Presser, because I don't know what Presser said. I didn't watch the show. I haven't watched the show. And so therefore, here's the view, people. Here's what I say about this. I'm going to read an article first, because I like to read articles. There was a really good article in the Athletic, which is an affiliate, I think, of the New York Times, which I thought I copied and put it down to read it, and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it, people, and I'm so upset. But I have another one I picked up the other day. I'm going to read the article, and then we're going to go in some video for Mason Greenwood. I'm going to show why I know if you love Mason Greenwood. Me have to say that. And why the case against Greenwood is a little bit light. And why I'm not going to cancel me, because someone will want to cancel me now. I'm not ready to get canceled yet. No, because I'm afraid I want to do it. So, the article was maybe in the mail, actually. And I cut and paste and add my stuff in it. So it says, Mason Greenwood has been this is me saying. Mason Greenwood has been, this is me saying this. Mason Greenwood has been in the spotlight due to his controversial exit from Man U following a 6-month investigation. That was a while back. And Manchester United and Greenwood mutually agreed that he would no longer continue his career at Old Trafford. And by the way, people, Man U wanted Greenwood to stay. Let me say that again. Man U wanted Greenwood to stay. People, I'm not going to put up no derogatory term to say about people. So your comment now going to go up. I'm telling you right now. I say this already, people. I'm not this no YouTuber. I'm not this none of my friend them. Me have some protocol thing. Me standards me have for myself. Me now do that. Say me now come with this on YouTube. Me know what presser say. Me know what 4-3 say. Me know what 50-50 say. I see him name. Me now got this him. Him have in position a fee in position for tech. We in life have to appreciate. That's why the US are struggling with it now. Because the Republicans on one side, Democrats on one side, and them kill the country. Because them can't agree. They don't understand what it means to agree to disagree. They don't understand what it means to compromise. They only want to find each side and beat. And sometimes they beat enough to stop people. So Presser, I have him view. We may not agree with Presser, but I feel him view people. Don't cancel him. I don't agree with that. But let me keep going. If you want to send petition, fee him view. Maybe some of them family get abused by a man or woman get abused. Who knows what the situation is? People have their own situation and them take them position with them take. Don't beat him. Think before you beat. So it says, and this I have this right. I said this decision was made in light of the serious allegations that were made against him. Other charges were dropped by the Crown Prosecution Services. That's what the UK call for them, prosecutorial people. In 23, Greenwood has acknowledged mistakes in his personal life and is now looking to rebuild his career elsewhere. Marseille acquired him from Man U for 27 mil, plus add-ons coming to 30-something mil. Pounds, I mean. So Greenwood is not at Marseille. He has scored 3 goals in 2 games. He has played... Look, he's a brilliant footballer. I've said this. If Greenwood can play for Jamaica, he will be, by a decent distance, the best player who will play football for Jamaica. Let me say that again, because I know people go back and run to their mind about people, about Fuller, about Whitmore, about Skill Cole, about Diego. And I can't call anyone one call, put them in ICM barrel. If Greenwood can play football for Jamaica, he's 22 years old, been playing for Man U since he's like 17, 18, you're the best footballer ever put on Jamaica gear. He's not injury prone. He's 2-footed. He's a brilliant footballer. He's not even big. But we'll play some video. I forgot through that. And YouTube can cancel and play my video now. So at Marseille, he's been labeled as an alien by one of his teammates, gave him a strong start in France. People, I call the man alien already. The man have quality. And I said this, people, we see when you have certain skills in life, exceptional skills which are not easily garnered as a person, you'll get allowances. So whether you do anything wrong or not, society will make allowance for you because you have certain skills. I asked somebody to just come out of jail the other day. You know, can one up on one day. Society make allowance for you. You'd be amazed what society do. Here in Marseille Point, they were down 2-1. They were leading 1-0 and they go up 2-1. So he scored 2 goals in the first game. He was involved in all 5 goals. He scored a really simple header, which you'll see where I'll show you. So it's funny because even though his transfer was subject to protests, the newspaper suggests that Greenwood's successful start has immediately contributed to, they call it, clearing the clouds that has been hovering over his head since he joined Marseille. So people, no matter how things are in life, you know, so when you start produce, people have memory loss, right? People have memory loss. Greenwood's shirt has reportedly been the most requested in the club's official store in recent weeks. So people start buying jersey. The newspaper noted that Greenwood must be consistent, noting that critics on his transfer in Marseille could wake up and very quickly to fail to deliver on the pitch. The former Man U forward has reportedly impressed teammates with his ability. One claim describing, as I said before, as an alien. And last year, as we know, he was at Gaddafi, which he played really well and was their player of the season. He hasn't played for Man U since January 2022. He went to Gaddafi last year and played brilliantly. Granted, he hadn't played football for over a year when he went there. The mayor of Marseille, Benoit Payan, opposed Greenwood signing this summer, insisting that he does not want the club shamed by someone who hits his wife. There was also staunch protest from supporters who launched a Greenwood Not Welcome campaign early in July. Let me say, people, by the jersey money, by the jersey, you know that campaign in July. Because when you produce, people have memory loss. You know. Marseille's boss, Roberto De Zerbi, pushed for the club to sign Greenwood despite opposition, with Italian stating he would continue to defend him after the forward completed this move. De Zerbi said last week that the club have been impressed with Greenwood's behavior and claimed the forward has incredible room for improvement. He must continue to train as he does, De Zerbi said. We're all happy with him as a player, with his behavior since the arrival. He has incredible room for improvement. So that was the article, people. So let me play some video now. I'm going to stop in the video and talk about these things. In fact, let me take some of the comments first. I didn't know what this means. I'm going to put it in. It says that if you're against King Mason, rotted. King. So me asking her something. Because never know bad magazine, you know. I don't know, like, no buy Greenwood jersey yet. Let me rephrase that. When Greenwood come play for Jamaica didn't have number on him jersey. I'm coming and say that. Me not see no Greenwood jersey. I can buy Marseille jersey for Greenwood then. Come so not have EPL jersey. Show the man say no check for him. If you don't want Greenwood come to Jamaica, show the man say no check for him. Show the man say no check for him. Buy him jersey, buy him merchandise, hit him 9 DM, tell him to come. Do what I'm supposed to do. Overwhelm him with your appreciation. And by the way, the most important thing for welcome him, if he can come play, him now come this window, by the way. I'm telling that right now. Now come this window. So don't get excited. If he does come, when you forgot to stadium, go watch a match, the man can come play in an empty stadium. The stadium empty at Marseille, he might play now. Even though some people against him, the Marseille the stadium are full up. When you got the game, them, too worthless. I don't say at Jamaica. Too worthless. People come to Jamaica and play football, fly with 9-10 hours and on the turn up. And ticket are like $10 or $20 Jamaica. I'm not talking about say it's too expensive. When I got Chris Brown concert, it costs so much hundreds of dollars. Stop the nonsense. Right? Stop the nonsense. No, watch them channel there. So let me play some video, people. Before we play the video, I'm gonna say this. But Mason Greenwood. Because people have beat Presser, and that's your prerogative. Presser must can defend himself. Let me say this, people. Mason Greenwood has not been proven guilty, found or proven guilty in any way, shape, or form. And the public opinion and public domain is not a court of law. Let me say this again. Because the public can't find anybody guilty they want to. But it don't mean nothing to nobody. Except maybe to you being ostracized as a person. Right? It's ridiculous that I find it ridiculous that the English press is going to crucify him when the person who was supposedly, I mean, use the word supposedly and allegedly people because those are important terms to use. Because you call somebody saying them a rapist, me, somebody said them say that, and nothing has been proven accordingly. You have to be very careful in this space when you use certain words, because you can be sued. And court of law is all about objective facts. And if you can't prove your case, you defame somebody, it's a problem. There was an alleged rape took place, alleged person got beat up. It's all alleged because we saw pictures. But let me say this, people. We have no empirical, factual, photographic evidence to say the person did what they've been accused of, right? We can assume that based on what we saw, but the evidence doesn't give you that view that the person did. We know what we saw. I said before, if you beat a woman, you're a wimp. But you can't draw conclusion and say this was what transpired when you weren't there and you don't have no evidence. The Crown prosecution didn't have evidence, right? Maybe the person decided not to proceed. The person's family decided not to proceed. The player said he didn't do it. Whether he did or not, who knows, right? We saw the pictures. But we weren't there. We don't know. We don't have any evidence to say he did. Man, you did the investigation and said that they cleared him. And they were going to put him on until some female newscaster and a bunch of females in Man U decided to hit out against him and the media hit out, then he got cancelled. So that's like when I cancer Presser. I saw Mason Greenwood got canceled from England too. But the kid was also 19 years old. And we're all stupid in life. We make stupid mistakes. So let's say he did it. But we do give allowances to teenagers for being stupid and do really terrible things sometimes. We hope that society have the ability to forgive, maybe not forget, but to forgive, and don't destroy somebody's total career because they made a horrible mistake, which he allegedly he did. Because I don't know if he did or not. So let me get off the fence now. Coming at the panel fence. Do I want Mason Greenwood for Jamaica? Come play for Jamaica. Why not think? I'm not gonna think. Why not think? The point I'm trying to make to say this is that until you have the evidence and show me that he beat up the person, I don't have to tell you. I'm gonna see no evidence. They have a kid subsequent to that. They're happy. If his car get destroyed, she gets hurt also. It appears she was physically hurt based on the pictures, but I don't know who hurt her. So I can't draw any conclusions. And that's not being on the fence. That's a fact, people. I saw where OJ Simpson got off in the cases, and they say OJ committed the crime. He was driving on the road in his Bronco. They had no evidence, and yet OJ was sent to prison, even though they had no evidence. Now, you can talk about him robbing people in Las Vegas. That's chump-up charges. So they get back at what they want to. So anyway. So Damien is saying, neither 43 press nor Gunners expressed their objection to Mason joining the national team effectively. When confronted, they stubbornly rated their unsubstantiated claims. Yeah, I don't know what they said. I'm not going to watch it either. It's their perspective. They have their views. I'm not going to beat them either. So people, let's stop. All right, people, we got to do some things. Listen to this for a while. I'm going to stop the tape. I run the tape. I'm going to stop it and comment on this. So what? Listen to this.
Footballer in the world.
Let's start over.
Where in world football do you rate the highest?
Young footballer
Yeah.
in the world. Mason Greenwood, in my opinion, is going to be a top player. He's got the coolness and coldness of a great striker. He never panics. His shots are always low. He's always inside the post. And I think that's shown great qualities.
So that was the great Alex Ferguson, one of the most accomplished manager ever in football. By the way, he was the same one who was talking about Ravel, like he walks on water, and Ravel did maximize potential. I don't think that applies to Greenwood. And what's important here is his view about, and you'll see in this tape because I have a little bit of tape here to show you. He mentioned Greenwood's composure, him going low. He talks about all the attributes of a forward. And by the way, people, Mason Greenwood can play anywhere on the football field. He mainly plays forward. He mainly plays on the right. When I say forward, I mean on the right. But he can play center forward. He can play left wing. He can play right wing. Because he's two-footed. And I'm going to show you some of that. He's two-footed, people. He's not one-footed. He's two-footed. And I know everyone is getting excited about him. He's not coming in September, is my understanding. So I know what message has been communicated. He's not coming in September. The expectation is going to be here subsequent to September. I know his registration was put in to the English FA and subsequently going to go to FIFA. But at least the JFF has been very proactive to make sure that they put the information in. So when he gets his papers come through, and hope they come through, they won't have any gaps between the receipt of his papers and him being allowed to play, right? Because you got to get international clearance first via the country that the FA and then via FIFA. So when that occurs, he'll join. It probably will not be this window. I don't expect it to be this window. That's my understanding, information I've gotten from what I deem to be reliable sources. But things are in motion. Things sometime with papers, and I've said this on numerous times on this channel, which is people, and I've said this numerous times too before I go further, 100 people in that chat. No, 155 people in the chat, 130 likes. Some of you have not subscribed, please do so. But I have throat problems when the likes don't reach the number of people. So I'll take a break, people, before we start playing video again. But this is important. I take a little break because the likes supposed to exceed the chat. The likes should exceed the number of people in the chat. So 152 in the chat, 131 likes, that not help me. So I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to drink some water. Jeremiah said we get new. I haven't heard of us get any new players for September, by the way. So I'll deal with the same old. I haven't heard any new players. And I've heard about Nelson, but I won't mention anything. He's not close to getting there yet. There's another CDM who may be in the pipeline, who is now thinking about going for his papers, which would be a good thing if he does. Hopefully he does. But I don't bring things to the public domain unless I have concrete facts. I try not to do that. Yeah, he may make the subsequent window if everything goes as would expected. People, 135 likes, 152 in the chat. I'm not happy. That's not working for me. That's not good. Increase the likes, people. Before we start, go further. Increase the likes. Increase the likes. No, stop. Mize up the likes. Yes, very decent CDM. Come, people, hit the likes, hit the likes, hit the likes, hit the likes. And by the way, people, I've been saying this, and I hope some people in England watch this. I watch the kid. Why am I having a senior moment? The kid from Aston Villa this weekend play. I don't think I've ever been as impressed. And by the way, Hutchinson is my understanding. Hutchinson away by England is my understanding. I heard that Hutchinson, who has played for Jamaica a few times actually, under Hogrimson, got frustrated with the coach, right? And then subsequently decided to, as my understanding, to wait for England. So that's one loss. But look, the kid has to do what's best for the kid, right? The kid has to do what's best for the kid. So yes, Rodgers was the player who I saw this weekend. I was extremely impressed. I saw him before, I saw him late last season, I think it was. I saw him in the first game, second game. We can use him as an 8. I know Villa has him like in a pseudo left winger 8 position. We can use him. He's powerful. He's strong. He's a mountain of a player. I see him brush off Rice and Partey like they don't exist. He goes like them like their challenge. My understanding, he has Jamaican heritage. That's my understanding. I made a call to somebody to go do their normal due diligence. We'll see if that happens. I think we should go for Rodgers. Apart from Greenwood, of all the other players we're thinking about, Nelson and all of them, we should go for Rodgers to play the 8. And we should convince the kid and make a compelling case. You may talk about that yesterday. A compelling case as to why they should play for Jamaica. We have to be able to make that case. Bless up, J. Ross. Thanks for joining. We shouldn't say we're not going to get anybody in the Dean Fraser. Everybody want to play World Cup, And England can't play everybody. You understand that, Dean Fraser? Oh, by the way, people, I hear these people talking about England reject. You know that Mason Greenwood is England reject, right? Mason Greenwood is an England reject. But I would prefer to be a reject for a team ranked 4 in the world. Well, if you rank 4 in the world, people, so you're number 4 in the world as a country, and somebody say the team that reject you, no good thing that, not something where you say, you know what? If number 4 reject me and number 5 reject me, that means I probably have a chance to play for them. No good thing that number 5 out of how much country in the world, out of 211 member countries, and number 5 reject me as a player. Kind of rejecting them because some players not even try to go England. Antonio was an England squad, never get a game, and I call him reject, and I call everybody reject. I'm here. Somebody called him reject. The son of the divisive person in Jamaica, the person who got enough views. Miriam's son called the people them reject, but he was a Jamaica reject. And so me a beat now. And in fact, his mate of getting to Jamaica side was to go on the coattail of the adopted son of the divisive boss to be on it. So I mean, I understand people. You're a reject from Jamaica, and Jamaica ranked about 60 something. And then yesterday man, I'm a reject and they come from number 4. I mean, I understand. And Mason Greenwood is a reject, but you know what? England, thank you for reject him. Hey, England, reject more of them like that. England, thank you for reject Mason Greenwood. Reject him. Tell me, ever want him come play for you ever again. Because, we have him with open arms. But anyway, people, I'll go through some of them things. Watch some more football. So this is Greenwood. More recent game. So this shot, the left foot, Ferguson go, what do you mean, Caribbean? I thought that was a good that was a good thing. By you. So people, you see me, I show that them goal them. The man is ridiculous. I keep telling you people this. In society, whether it's in the corporate environment, whether it's in public service. Trump is a perfect example. How much crime Trump commit and 70 million people are US voted for him. Even people say them have a moral compass. They're not on compass. So I'm not gonna beat the youth. Big deal. Like your father just do some things at a certain time. Anyway, I'm not going out, but if bad about October, big deal. Ratted. And them have timing. Man, them have timing. More Mason Greenwood goal because we have flooded areas. Mason Greenwood goal them. Mason Greenwood is a ridiculous footballer. Like I said before, when I last score header, few people don't hit no ball except for like Nicholson and Antonio. If you wing on them, not hit no ball. So, overplay right wing for Jamaica, find another position. Let me say this again, people. Let me stop this. Hey, Mason, stop scoring the goal. Whoever is playing right wing for Jamaica, please find another position. You know where you play, but you have to find another position because you're not getting no game right wing. If him come on the side. There's a reason why Alex Ferguson said, man, when you think about forwards in the world football, we're not talking about England enough. That's what Gary never asking about him. We're not talking about England enough. We're talking about the world. So England's loss, well, it's not a loss. They gave it up. Is Jamaica's gain if he does come play for Jamaica. Right? Duckland. Duckland, nobody can tell me if you do Duckland. You're hearing Duckland. Me say more and say Duckland. You can't tell me if you do believe what argument alone. You talk about the more and talk about Duckland. I saw no stay now. When you don't like certain things, you don't want to shut up people. But when you don't like it, you don't want people to talk. No. Me not leave the argument alone. I'm not too hypocritical. I mean, no, so certain things. I haven't talked about it in detail. But I'm not talking about my face. I talk about it. But you know, if you stop being hypocritical. So, you know, beat up presser position, but now beat up other people position. No, if you stay so. No, turn bad, man. Turn bad. Be balanced and be fair in life. Me now beat presser, a theme position that. I may not agree with him, but a theme position. Right? Yeah, me attack Duckland. You only have one life looking at Duckland. You live more side there. That's like you want me. Like some bad one you give me. What are the nonsense, Duckland? What are the nonsense? No stay different from me. No live my life them way. Live my life I'm afraid of nobody, Duckland. Can't live for so long. Yeah? I tell you that, Duckland, right now. Because I know what you try to tell me, but I know what you try to tell me. I'm not too hypocritical. I support certain people, I support other people. If presser want to criticize, it's presser's prerogative to criticize. We may not agree with presser, but we're not cancel him because he has a different view from him. That cannot be okay, people. That cannot be okay. Now, the thing to do is reason with him, have a good discussion with him, and try to impart to him your perspective versus his perspective. And hopefully it comes out a more balanced position. But if you not try to shut up the person because you don't want something, that's not the right way to live as a person. I'm sorry. I'm not buying into that. Well, I mean, I must say this, brown man security. If the person don't come, and I've said this every time, me not care. But if Greenwood don't come, me care. That's all I have to say. If that person don't come, me not care. If Greenwood come, I'd be very disappointed. Don't come, I'd be disappointed. Because I'm a big Greenwood fan. I've always been a Greenwood fan. I hope that Arsenal could have had him. I think the press in England is so influential. It influences people's perspective and views. It doesn't narrate stories balanced. It's very unbalanced. And I'm not saying there's not some legitimate concern about the player in the situation, but I'm saying if you look at all the facts, I don't know how you draw certain conclusions, right? He's saying, Kranky, press out, look, learn from Kranky. No, I don't want to put that the one there. I don't put that in the language. Kranky is more than that. He wasn't listening. Even man is calling. Yeah, look, Pressa is young. I don't think Pressa is even 25 yet. Pressa is a kid, right? And he's a smart kid, by the way. He's not a dumb kid. And because he disagrees with that doesn't mean that we should crucify him. Make him out to be Jesus, not crucify him. Come on, man. Yeah, I know I didn't watch the show, but what you guys are summarizing for me is that he had a different view. He signed a position. He doesn't want to play for Jamaica. There's a lot of people like that. So a lot of people in England don't want to play for England. We may not agree, but that's his view. Allow him to have his view. Allow him to have his view. You may not agree with him, but don't banish him. You subscribe to his channel for a reason. Because you probably respect his perspective. You like his perspective on a lot of different matters. So you disagree on one thing. So no agree for disagree. We don't agree for disagree. Right? I wouldn't ban him. I wouldn't ostracize him. And I know I'm a little bit hypocrite with that because I've ostracized Fox News, but Fox News know better. Pressa is still learning in life. And Pressa may not change his mind even when he gets to 20, 30, 40. He may have a certain view. That's his perspective. Let me finish. You know what? I'm not finish the Mason Greenwood thing. No, I'm not sure no more goal because you just like the net. It's ridiculous the amount of goals I must score. And there's a collection of the goals that he scored, but all quality goals. So let me stop this. I'll say this on the Mason, and people can't call in. We have about 20 minutes remaining. I'll say this on Mason Greenwood, which is, and I've said this before, people, which is, I always like to look at things very balanced in my life in general. I always like to have the facts before I draw conclusions. I always like to listen to 3 sides of the story, because there's always 3 sides of the story. It's never 2 sides. My side, your side, and the truth a lot of times. And sometimes the truth is someplace in the middle. And when I look at the Mason Greenwood situation and how he's has been ostracized in England, I understand why some people did what they did, and why some of the press people did what they did, and why some of the women have the views that they do. But as I said to people when I made the case for and against, you still haven't shown me the evidence that he did what you allegedly say he did. You still are talking about a 19-year-old. He's not an older, mature person, and we give teenagers allowances. If he did do it, would I condone it? Hell no. Are you out of your mind? No. And I've given examples with the Chris Brown situation with Rihanna, the Rice situation with his wife, Ray Rice, who played for the Baltimore Ravens, who never played football again. There's a bunch of examples out there, right? And domestic violence is something which is awful, reprehensible, should not occur. And any man who hit a woman, to me, is a wimp. I've said that numerous times. But having said that, you got to show me the evidence to show the person did what they did. And even if he did what he did, let's be clear, would I still want to ostracize him? No, because everybody's redemption should be given to everybody in some way, shape, or form. And also, he was 19 when it occurred, whatever it was. His significant partner, if he did it, has forgiven him. So who am I, even though I'm not religious, to say I wouldn't do that, right? Now, if he didn't play football, would I have the same view? I would hope so, right? I would hope so. But we also are very selfish in our views when we think about these things. So, good night. Good night. Who am I speaking to?
Yes, Kranky, this is CC. 5 minutes, boss.
So you only have 5 minutes. Go on, CC. Say your piece. Say your piece.
Yeah, man. I said my sister touch piece. I viral topic, you know.
Which piece? What's
the
the viral?
The viral topic. Mason Greenwood, man.
Oh, okay.
Because of the whole issue and everything. But I just suggested everybody, if he did what was alleged, then everybody is redeemable at some point in time. And I think if you're looking at ostracizing the youth, my biggest issue with what I heard when I watched the video is where the young lady was speaking as if she wanted the youth to not play football anymore. Right. Whether it be club football, country, and anything. I can respect your views if you're saying you wouldn't want to see him playing for Jamaica. That's your opinion. You understand? But when you're saying that you would not want this person to be playing football any at all, like if you go to the extreme, like the young man and his wife, no, the person who would have been involved in the situation, they have moved on, they have gotten married, they have a child together. If this young man should stop playing football, only feel something there, take care of his family.
Yeah.
When football is his job. You understand what I'm saying, Kranky? So to me, when you're looking at certain extreme, it's like if you ask some of these persons, ask in terms of in life, do we not think about rehabilitation? Like I think Jamaica suffers from this also. We are not a people of rehabilitation. Like there's no, if you look at the prison system we have out here, it doesn't really rehabilitate people.
So I have a question.
It turns them into hardened criminals.
No, I would agree with that. But some people in Jamaica can't rehabilitate, no matter what you do. But anyway, I agree. Some of them can't rehabilitate. We see them with them M16 and AK-47 and all sort of something.
Well, we can try still, but at least they can try still.
But let me say this though. So since people in the chat talk about cancelling Presser, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they want cancel Presser, but no one cancel Greenwood. Oh, that work.
But this is the next thing. That's why I've been saying to people.
And Presser, young people probably young like Greenwood.
Yeah,
so no one cancel Greenwood, I no one cancel Greenwood, no one cancel Presser. I mean, I understand. I know some of them are big people. And Presser a young person.
That's why I was saying that this whole thing about cancel Presser and thing, I don't subscribe to canceling Presser either. I don't agree with him. I strongly disagree with his views on the whole situation, and even feel a way, like, I would put it like this. I can't believe that he signed the petition. But however, everybody have their, it's like everybody have a choice and have an opinion at some point in time. Maybe in calculating the opinion at the time, whatever the decision was, right now in the moment, because everybody is going at him, he might just, them say Kranky, body A force against body A is equal same force against body B, something like that. Newton third law of motion.
Yeah.
So the same amount of force that you push against something is the same amount of force that thing push back against you. So the same amount of force that
where you live? You live outside? You live outside?
I live near the highway. So I say the same amount of force that people are pushing against pressure in terms of saying cancer. Pressure is pushing back the same amount of force saying, I strongly stand on what I did and what I said. And you understand? So it's not even like he has a moment to reflect and look and say, all right, some of these things I probably could have done it this way or done it that way. So that's the thing. I think in the moment, everybody is just up in arms. So I wouldn't really say cancel him, because I am not canceling Greenwood. I feel like everybody is redeemable, and I wouldn't say cancel him, because I'm even still subscribed to his channel. It's not like I'm not somebody who's going to get up and cancel somebody right after, but having me personally having made mistakes when I was far, far younger than I am right now. So with that being said, I said, Kranky, my thing about it is just the way in which I take offense to somebody trying to cancel a person's livelihood all right through. And that was what I thought the young lady's approach was, to cancel this young man's livelihood right through. And I don't think that is something that you can go out and advocate for, especially if the person involved, the key people involved have moved on and they have a family together. Because the question I would even ask her is that, are you going to take care of the child and the young lady when the young man is unable to do so?
Yeah, look, I respect people's views in life. I respect their position. I try to debate them on certain matters to try to convince them, given all facts and circumstances and situation. I am not advocating canceling Pressa. And frankly, if no cancel Pressa, he may get bigger. Because I don't know if you ever talk about some other sports, because I don't know no cheaper than like already. No fun, no cheaper than like, not like people's videos. So we can't get no subscribers. Maybe them force something you cancel people, you're forcing them to do some other things and go to them comfort zone and get better, Because when Jamaican cancel, maybe a good thing, because you talk about NBA and talk about NFL. All of a sudden your subscribership grows. Something there. When you cancel Pressa, may help Pressa. Pressa is very versatile in his thinking.
But to be honest, though, like as I said before, this whole thing it just shows that some people's views are different than some persons, and you just respect some people's views and move on. I feel like if some people don't want to listen to the views of what he has to say with regards to that, but the one thing I'm gonna ask Pressa is this: Pressa did a video before Kranky and Mason Greenwood, and Mr. Greenwood commented on, I think, Deshaun Bernard's post. I think that time Deshaun Bernard was playing for Jamaica. And he was in that video, Pressa was basically sounding as if he's excited for Mr. Greenwood to come and play for Jamaica. So I want to know when was this U-turn? When did he develop this U-turn? Because basically what he's saying is that he don't want Mason Greenwood to come and play for Jamaica. Yeah. And you did a video on Mason Greenwood coming to play for Jamaica. You did that video 5 months ago. So what has changed in 5 months for you to what new information you got, or what changed your mind in 5 months for you to come and do a video now when we are on the cusp of getting the player for you not to want to see the player? That's the only question I will ask, Kranky, because remember, we are on YouTube, and if you do a YouTube topic, if you do a video about a topic and you say one thing, why would you go and change your mouth again? And there's no new information that I've been aware of. So you must have gotten some new information that made you want to change your mind.
Right.
If you understand what I'm saying, Kranky, if you did a video before on a topic and you change your mind on the topic 4 months later, you would have come out and said, well, new evidence have come to light and I no longer think Arsenal might win the league. You understand? But So, me I say, if you get a new evidence, me I think you'd have come and present it to us because you did a video before and was excited at the comment that Mason Greenwood would have commented. Or I think he's commented or like a post by Deshaun Bernard. And he even said that Deshaun Bernard and Mason Greenwood were friends at Manchester United.
Oh,
so
yeah?
Yes, so he was saying, hopefully we have Agent Bernard and the case and to get Mason Greenwood into Jamaica. So basically he was saying that he would like Deshaun Bernard to be advocating to get Mason Greenwood. So me I say, oh, what could change your mind? More know right there, so what could have changed your mind 5 months ago to change your mind this right now? That's the only question I will ask.
One second.
My time is up still.
Wait, 1 second. Hey, Sherman Scott, your finger stuck because you type all these in subscribe to Jamaica cancel. Your finger stuck. You just want to cancel the man. So, no, okay. I agree with people. I haven't watched the show. But you guys are summarized. I'm getting the cliff notes from you. You're basically saying he was against Mason Greenwood sign. He signed a petition. He had a female on the show who said he shouldn't play any football at all. That's their view. But he might play for Jamaica, so who cares about their views are?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I say. That's their views. But let's if you only want to press answer the question where you did a video advocating basically for Mason Greenwood to come and play for Jamaica. And then you are doing a video now, longer video, saying that you signed a petition for him to not come and play for Jamaica. So in the both videos are 5 months apart. So I just want to know what could have changed your mind in that 5 months, because it must have been new evidence. It cannot be the evidence that was there before about this thing. It must have been something new. Or the young lady turned their head. It's just what it is. I just say go.
So you're saying he's not like people in Jamaica who vote for PMP and JLP because they never change, right?
Yeah. So that's why I say we're not. That's why I say at the end of the day, 4 months from now, Preston can come out and change his mind and say, "Oh, he's advocating for Greenwood to come to play." So the possibility lies in there. But as I said before, these things are just learning moment where you have to say certain things and people are going to come at you for your review and you have to feel strongly about your review. So it's just what it is. But I just think when it comes down to the fan base of Kranky and the fan base that is on YouTube in terms of the reggae boys, when it comes down to the reggae boys thing, you have to kind of know, disseminate information because some people don't receive information the same way. Right. And disseminate information because it has happened to me where people think say me advocate with 20 JPL baller in the team when I was just advocating for an improvement in our leagues out here, and the fact that the people who are responsible for developing the development of the league and the development of players locally have failed if we cannot produce a player that is capable of playing in the national team. Right. That's all I was suggesting, but everybody thinks I'm suggesting 23 JPL players. So it just comes down to, the information is disseminated.
Yep.
So I try to work on how I'm disseminating information over and over. So over a period of time now, the information becomes people become more receptive to the information and not necessarily to listen. They listen to understand and not listen to respond. And I think that is one of the biggest keys. People have to become an active listener. Listen to understand before you respond. But that's my time, Kranky, because I got 11 minutes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, CC. Thanks for the call, CC. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
So people, we have about 8 more minutes left. We have 165 people and 164 likes. That's not enough likes, people. The likes should be much more than people in the chat. I keep telling you. And energy, 876, you can come back to me in energy if you're still in the chat now. I tell you, so the likes has to be more than people in the chat. That's how it's supposed to work. Because people come and go. It's a revolving door. Now, this whole thing about Presser, I haven't watched the video, right? And I may go ahead and watch it because I like to be informed before I say anything. But what you guys are summarizing to me is that Presser was there indicating he doesn't agree that Greenwood should play for Jamaica, given what transpired. He had a opposite sex there with him on the channel saying not only he shouldn't play, but he shouldn't play any football, right? That's their view. Those are extreme views. And here is why. As I've mentioned this numerous times before, kid is young. That's his livelihood. That's the only thing he wanted to ever do in life. It was taken away from him for about 1.5 years because he didn't play for 1.5 years. What's the severity of the punishment that you should receive in life before you get some chance to redeem yourself? recidivism that we have in our jails are horrible, and we do a poor job of society in redeeming people. Good evening.
Good evening.
Who's this?
Chris.
Chris, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for taking my call.
Not a problem.
The people who are going to say they're going to cancel Presser, are they going to cancel England? That's a question they must ask, because England as a country and other people has done more harm to Greenwood than Presser.
That's an interesting question. I don't think people equate states with individuals, though. I think what people think. So here's the thing. I think people think it's a betrayal, given he's Jamaican on his part, versus they thank England for doing this. They're not going to cry for friends of England. They're going to thank England, because if England didn't do it, we wouldn't have Greenwood, right? So why would I cancel you when you help me?
But the whole canceling, it signifies that we are not a mature people, because we must all be allowed to have our own individual opinions.
Yes, I would agree with that.
I had a discussion with that gentleman person on another panel, and my point was, men especially tend to approach the domestic violence conversation from an angle that puts men on the back foot. And when you look at the evidence and the data surrounding domestic violence, it goes against the narrative.
In terms of what? In terms of what?
Because men and women suffer domestic violence at almost the same rate. And in America in particular, when in I think 55% of the time the female hit first,
right?
and men have allowed women to portray themselves as widespread victim of domestic violence, when it's not. The reality says something totally different.
Look, we have to understand the sexes and the strengths of the sexes, the physical characters of the strengths, right? If a woman boxes, it doesn't mean you have to punch her down, because it's about the severity. It's like somebody shoot you versus you kicking them. It's the severity of the action that caused that. There should be no domestic violence on either side. We all agree with that. People shouldn't be hitting each other. You're not a piece of wood. You hit somebody. Nobody shouldn't be hitting them. Having said that, I don't think we can equate the two to be the same. That's why men go out most time and women don't. There's the physical attributes of the sexes as to why this shouldn't be the case, right? Where you shouldn't hit a woman. I don't care. See, when something, what's your name? Beyonce's sister box Jay-Z, you never do nothing. Lower.
Yes.
Because if him hit her, we not, and you're right about this. I didn't hear an outrage from the female population saying she should be cancelled. I didn't hear an outrage from anybody. He slapped him in his face, and if he hit her, everybody lost their mind. So I don't disagree with that, But I think there are levels in society in terms of how society operates.
But we cannot have gender equality in some areas and not in other areas. We cannot have women in the boardroom and women want to be presidents and women want to lead militaries and stuff like that. And then on the other hand, we said we must treat women differently. We have the tools, a constant theory.
We will never have equality.
And go with it.
Yeah, but Carla, we'll never have equality in life in general. We'll never have equality in life. We aspire for equality. We promote equality. We push to have equality. It's like a utopian goal that we're trying to achieve. I don't disagree with you in terms of, no, women shouldn't hit men and vice versa. But there's a difference between and men are more known for domestic violence than women are in a lot of instances. I haven't checked the data you're talking about, but there shouldn't be any hitting going on, people. There should be loving going on, no hitting. We don't know the hitting thing. We don't understand the hitting thing. Never hit a woman yet. We'll never hit a woman because we're not in anything there. Yeah, man. You hit no woman.
Men are known more for domestic violence because men have allowed the narrative to prolong.
No, I don't agree with you though. I don't agree with you on that. I don't agree with you on that. None of my friends and me know never get abused by a woman. And I'd be shocked if they did. No, I'm just gonna give you an example, a very small sample size. And most of the men that me know, look, if you tell me somebody abuse you verbally versus physically, two different things. Women may abuse you verbally. A lot of them do. In fact, they probably do more than men do. But if you talk about physical abuse, I haven't really heard that.
But according to the data, women hit first. In most of the time,
well,
women
some of them
hit first.
like a flyer hit you. You kill the fly because the flyer hit you. Come on, man. The flyer hit you. You kill the fly because the flyer hit you. Take the hit like a man. Take the hit like a man, and just go. Yeah, a chance. Hey, so when if a woman hit me, a chance me go road, you know. I milk it. If a woman ever hit me, a chance me go road, go milk the hit for weeks and months.
Make
that hit there. I make that hit to 8 degree.
I have a different view because I cannot tell a person who has been hit how they must respond to that hit, and every human being has a right to self-defense.
No, I agree. If somebody hits you, your first reaction is to go back harder than they hit you. I don't disagree with that. Right? No one should hit each other. Right? I would never call the police if a woman hit me. I'm not calling the police. You're mad.
An example is, for example, you have a gun and somebody is coming at you with, like, say, a rock, and you shoot that person. So some people might say, you didn't have to do it. However, if that rock hit you in your head, you might die.
Right.
So it's all a perception, and another point, nobody has sought to find out the nature of the relationship that Mason Greenwood has with his wife.
No. I don't think people care about that, Colin. I think what they care about is this, which is they seem to have a good relationship now. I don't know what it was before. If you see her and see him, they look happy. They have a new son that came out a product of that relationship. But it's no different from Ray Rice and his wife. We saw Ray Rice knocked his wife out cold in the elevator. She may have gone at him first. I know what she did. He didn't get a job in the NFL again. But she has said subsequent to that, because I did some research on this, that he's the best husband ever. So that episode may have changed who he was, changed him as a person. So all the bad things sometimes can come very good things.
No, what I mean is that many couples, they have, just like the data says, they have a relationship where sometimes the lady hits, sometimes the man hits. And that's how they go about it. And many times charges are not pressed because it's a toxic relationship.
Right.
And we don't know if that's the type of relationship Mason Greenwood has with his lady. A toxic relationship where sometimes she hits, sometimes he hits, and that's how they roll.
Right. Her pictures, the pictures she showed were ugly. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I know, but maybe there are times when she is the aggressor as well.
Yeah.
Because typically when a lady is very much against domestic violence, she will call the police, she will press charges, and she will go through the process.
All right.
Chances are that's how they get along.
I would hope not. That you have to go to the authorities to get you to get. No, look, Carl. I think this. Look, we shouldn't have these situations in life. First of all, nobody enough to hit nobody, whether a man, woman, or a child, enough to hit nobody. But when you have a significant other, you're gonna have disputes, which are gonna get emotional in those situations, and it may lead to unforeseen circumstances, which are unfortunate. They shouldn't happen. People gotta make better decisions. People have to learn how to make decisions in difficult situations when things are not going well. But what's done is done. Now, the whole discussion is around presser. And what I didn't see, look, you know what I should do, people, before I come talk about these things sometimes, which I hate to do? I should go watch what was said and why people are so irate with him. Now, I know some Jamaicans are. They on them side, they want to burn you out. That's how they are. They don't really care. They want to burn you out. I understand that. And that shouldn't be the way we operate. At the same time, some things seem to be triggering some people really bad, and all I'm getting is cancel. So we'll see what happens, Scholar. We'll see what happens. All right.
Yes, yeah. I mean, who to tell if these people who are talking about cancer were actually his subscribers? We don't know. People. I mean,
Yeah, I hear you.
Anyway, thanks for my call. Have
Yeah,
have
man.
a
And
nice
thanks.
night.
Yeah, man. You too. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thanks a lot. All right, people. We get ready for closing the program. First of all, people, I must say this. I want to thank everyone for being here. I didn't do a clickbait thing. I mean, I clickbaiting people, so no blame if we don't clickbait. The Mason Greenwood thing was right, and I try to put on my thumbnail the key things I'm going to talk about. Actually, 8:30 cutoff. All right, I'll cover. Me go 8:30. 8:30. You want me eat? Hey, I mean, like eat past 8 o'clock in the Alcova. I'm gonna eat yet. But anyway, go ahead. Good night. Good night.
Good night, Kranky.
How you doing?
All right. Guess what, Kranky?
Yeah, man.
I think the problem what people have with the video is the timing. Right? Because all these years want Mason Greenwood to come and play. Why we can never do that some of them video from that time? Why no? When him years Mr. Greenwood come.
Okay.
So that is the real thing about it. Everybody agrees say a man not like a woman. Right? But is the timing? Is the time of this? You get me?
Right.
And one more thing. A video when did they went to Mason Greenwood thump a girl in the face like them see him do it?
No, there's no such video. All they see was a lot of blood and her basically sort of indicating that he did it, but there was no physical evidence to place him at the scene to say he did it. Not what I'm aware of anyway. And in fact, if there was, he probably would have been charged.
Well, guess him do it. Because for him get back with a young lady, that means him do it, right? But in life...
Oh, you're saying... well, that's an interesting concept and view. So you're saying because he took her back, that means he did it. Because if he didn't do it, he would have accused her of malicious... doing something malicious and bad to him, so he wouldn't have dealt with her. That's an interesting way of thinking about it.
Because guess what? If you not do something and somebody accuse you of doing it, you're going to hurt more than when you do it.
Or did he do it, but it wasn't as severity as she portrayed? Is it someplace in the middle?
Yeah, because she can, in an argument, and do that to herself and say, you do it. You get me?
Right.
Because you have some people definitely, when they want to hurt somebody, they'll do anything to hurt somebody.
True. That is true. And some people have done, I mentioned that case yesterday with that kid in California who played football, who had prospect to the NFL, where he was accused of rape. The girl said he did it. Then he went to prison, came out. He was on Facebook. She saw him on Facebook, asked to befriend him. And then she confessed that he didn't do it, but her parents pressured her, which was interesting, right? So extreme case, and there are cases out there. So if we don't have all the facts, we can't draw conclusions without facts.
For real. But guess what? Every one of us obviously agree that will come play. If we see somebody that push back as him getting documents, then it really hurt everybody.
Right. Yeah. No, look, he hasn't gotten his documents yet, people. That's clear. I know people enjoying conclusion because the JFF, and thank you, JFF. the JFF filed for his registration and his release that he got his papers. He hasn't gotten his papers yet.
One more point, Kranky, right?
Yeah.
When a man and a woman are get married and then they at the altar, right? And the pastor say, like, whosoever know with it, he say something or hold a peace, right?
Right.
And everybody sit down. When the couple get married, they can't come out and say, they don't want this.
Right, yeah. Well, they got to go through the divorce process, right?
Yeah, so what person should I do? Talk about it from him years to Greenwood, them a try to get Greenwood. Not when them a get him go say something about it. Him look like him stir up something where you never can describe what him do.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch a video tomorrow, people. I can't watch it tonight because I'm gonna do some stuff when I finish this. But I'm gonna watch it tomorrow to see what, because there's outrage in the chat. Like people are not having me saying not canceling. Like they don't want to hear anything from me. I guess I'm not.
You know what grieve some of my people them Kranky. We deal with Manning's man.
What happened? What happened? So summarize it for me.
The little brown one with the on the channel last man. So why him call for like, you get me?
Right.
Like them respect nobody who they try if he say what one need out of this now. What this is all about. Cause man is man go on away.
Right.
But he little man make it look like so what man is man a call for. If I defend Greenwood or something like that he want to say. You get me? So that piss off a lot of people same way.
Yeah. Yeah, no, look, as I've said before, we got to be very careful on these channels, not to disrespect anybody. It's supposed to be a love fest on this channel where we come here, we meet as a community, we agree to disagree, or we agree to agree. We have good conversations, and we go enjoy ourselves, and we leave here, right? It's supposed to be an enjoyment forum. We're going to have difficult conversations sometimes. And I've heard the thing, people saying, hate this, Mannings, and all that. And I Preston to me comes across a very smart kid, responsible kid. But he does have some thumbnail, which I'm going to say are interesting because I promise not to beat any YouTubers. Some interesting thumbnails. I'll put it that way. And this may be a lesson to him for him to learn. Just like Greenwood is learning from his lesson. Maybe it's Preston's time to learn. Because you can't have, you do. Yeah, me not have no channel and talk to two people because I can't do it that way there. If channel not
you know, reverse this thing.
Yeah.
You know, reverse this thing with Preston. Him see that say everybody they come at him and him insist we do whatever him feel like, right?
Right.
You can't say you disturb almost one whole country and you can't back down and say, all right, pick up about this argument, more delete or something.
Right.
You're the fight against the whole country.
And you know what I'll do actually? I'm gonna do something actually, but I'm not gonna talk about this forum. I'm gonna do something. So I'm gonna watch the channel first. I'm gonna watch the show you guys alluded to. When did the show take place? What day was it?
I went Monday.
Okay.
I think it's Monday.
So, yesterday?
If it's not Monday or Sunday, one of them 2 days.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to watch it, people, and then I can come back and have a dialogue about it. I won't put it in my thumbnail. Yeah, man. Yeah, I respect the call, Chris, as usual.
Sure.
Yeah, man. The video is down. Really? He took it down? So that means I'm gonna cancel him then. I said took it down. So the video is down, you can't watch it. YouTube took down the video. You sure it's YouTube or him? You sure it's YouTube or he took it down? People are saying YouTube took it down. Interesting. Did he have something on there which was illegal? Good evening.
Good evening, Kranky. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Who am I speaking to?
My name is Brent. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Brent, how are you doing?
I'm good. I watched the video that we're discussing,
right,
and I don't mind the conversation, but I think where the young men went awry is that they have a particular way they looked at this issue. The brown youth in question, his name escapes me right now, but he is totally against violence against women, and we can agree with that.
He's totally against what?
He's totally against violence against women.
Okay.
Because of the way he was raised. No problem with that. I can truly respect that. But I think the way they phrased the questions and how they went about the business is as if they wanted to prove a point that he should not come or he doesn't deserve a second chance. And I think that's where people had a problem.
Okay.
You know, and the decision they were making was they were making the decision say he shouldn't come based upon their morals.
Right.
And one of the questions that was posed to Presser on another platform was, what is your morals? And Presser was like, the way I was raised, the way I see things. And he said, who do you like? And Presser goes, I'm a fan of Donald Trump. And they're like, why do you like Donald Trump? But he was like, because of his morals, the way he viewed things. And I was like, okay, but
wait, back up. He likes Trump because of his morals?
Yes, that's what was kind of confusing to us.
Presser, if you're watching this, we should talk. Go ahead.
So that's what it is. I'm saying, okay. So and then I think he said something to the fact, and I don't want to misquote him. He said, he can pick and choose where his morals wants to go. if I remember it correctly. And I was
so
like,
then he
but
doesn't
that's not
understand
how
what moral.
morals go.
He doesn't understand what moral mean then, though. He's
Yeah, that was the,
yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, no, but that was the problem with it. I don't have a problem with you saying, okay, I view this based on the way I was raised. I have a lot of respect for women, and we all do. And one of the things that I think that rubbed people wrong, he wanted to prove a point by saying that all Jamaican men support abusing women.
Right. All Jamaican
And
men abuse women? Really?
Right. That's where he went, and that's what kind of rubbed people the wrong way. These were the things that came across.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can't make those generalized statements about people that all Jamaican men abuse women. That cannot be accurate.
Right. So
he may say that they've seen it, he's experienced it, and he thinks this happens quite a lot. But you always got to qualify those statements, right?
Right. And I think
just like
that's
me
where
saying that a lot of Jamaican men are not good fathers. And if you take me on that, me can point out 20, 30, 40, 50 of them. I'm going to tell you that, right? A lot of Jamaican men are not good fathers. They're good in producing kids. They're not good fathers. And I can outline what a good father entails, because they're not in the kid's life. And the people will protest because some of them are great fathers. But it's a qualifying statement. Doesn't mean all Jamaican men are bad fathers. Some of them are not good fathers. Too many of them are not good fathers, by the way.
But I think that's just scratching the surface, Kranky, and I'm not going to disagree with you. I think that's a deeper conversation at some point.
Yep.
Because one of the things that I have learned as I have grown is that there is a lot of what they would call in the US generational trauma that's passed down from kid to kid. So they're just living with, I think they're using the tools in their toolbox, to borrow that term, and that's what they know, so they don't know any better. So that's a deeper conversation. But I think
that's something we have to change at some point, because the kids are the one getting hurt, right? The kids are the one getting hurt.
Yeah, that is true, but that's something that's more of along the lines of education and you know, mental health conversation within our community is very difficult to have, and that's some of the stuff that we need to talk about. And probably, you know, the kids are somewhat better than our generation to kind of have that conversation, but that's a different topic for a different end. I think I do think Presser is a good kid. I do think, you know, he's coming along gracefully, but I think some of the things that maybe clickbait kind of mindset. And I think he tends to generalize a lot in his conversation. And that was, in my opinion, that's what rubbed people the wrong way. And this conversation was not about proving a point that, you know what, this happened. Does he need forgiveness? Did they go to counseling? What was done to maybe fix the problem? And then from that, you know, people can decipher how they want to go in this conversation. Because I remember you did a conversation with this maybe about a week ago, where you kind of no one knew where you came down, but you kind of laid it out, and we understood what the facts are, what was proven. But it was coming down in the fact like, okay, this is what happened, so therefore it's wrong. Like when I was young, I made so many stupid decisions.
Yep, we all do.
And if you judge me by them, I couldn't be the man I am today. So
I totally agree with that statement. Totally agree with that.
So we make a lot. I remember one time driving a car, and me and my brother, you know, we just switch seat while the car drive. That's just stupidness. But this is
that's what you do when you're a teenager. You're stupid.
Right. And now I would never consider doing something as dumb as that.
Right. So that's what we're telling people, that Presser is a very young person. Right?
So
he may not think through everything. That's why you also gotta forgive Presser.
Yeah, you have to give him grace. But you know, right now you have to punish him a little bit. So listen, we're not gonna go watch your program for a little bit, but we're not cancel you. Right. But you have to understand, so when you're doing something, you have to do it forward and backwards. Like you're playing chess and not checkers. You have to know what the ramification downstream will be when I say these things. And you gotta put the thought in. So, you know, like I said, you know, and I think that's what rubbed people the wrong way, the way he delivered it and the way they wanted to phrase it. You can be objective. If you're preventing something, be objective. But they weren't.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the conversation went off the rails.
Yeah, and I think what happens sometimes when you're in these seats is very difficult. If you have an opinion, you think you're right, or you think your opinion has the most weight, you sometimes may not be as balanced as you need to be. And if you can't understand and have the awareness of how how this is being perceived by your audience, that's also become challenging, right? And if you're that young, that awareness doesn't come overnight. So
no, it's not. No, it does. It takes a while.
Yeah.
Even when I remember at 21, I thought I knew everything, because I was a street kid. You knew the streets, so you thought everything. And then I went to the private sector and realized, oh, it's a different world over here.
Right. Yeah.
So But hopefully he'll learn from this and they can grow and they will be, provide much more comprehensive news and try to be down the middle as best as can. So I think you can give him a break for a little bit, but they're kids, they make mistakes. Just like Mason made a mistake, we can give grace and give them time to get back into it.
Exactly. See, this is the kind of balance call I like. Thanks a lot, Carl. I appreciate this call. Very
no
balanced.
problem,
I appreciate it. Yeah, man. Thanks.
All right. Bye.
You see, people, someone in the audience balance. I not call out the name, but someone on the balance. On the balance at all. So I'm beat the little youth. And this Trime totally, and this Trime, he has views. He has perspective. You don't have to destroy him. You don't have to do that. Somebody just called me. You had an interesting name. I won't say what the name is out public. But you can call back. I thought it was an interesting name you had on your thing that popped up. But you can call back. Yeah, we don't have to kill them. We don't have to kill them. When we try to convince them, they may not be. When you're very young and you're stubborn, the worst qualities you have, You're young, you know what, and stubborn. That's not good. So call me again, Ernest. Call me again. And Ernest ain't come up though. Is another name come up? That's what the name is, but another name come up. But you can call me again. Ernest, but you just call me again. Because we have 10 minutes left. I think I'll cover 89 or 99, so if it's 8:30, so my follow him lead. Yeah, I'll cover, but we gonna beat somebody can say Mason Green make a mistake. Come on, I'll cover, man. I'm not picky now. I don't take them things to the extreme, Him saying make mistakes. Greenwood said that. I read it for you here. He said he made mistakes. He didn't say he did what they say he did, but he said he's made mistake in his personal life. So he made mistake. We don't know exactly what mistake was he's talking about. So the caller is not wrong because he said so, and I have the quotes here. I think Trump deserves a chance to do what gigs. Trump figure out jail. Let me tell you the low to your gigs. Me not qualify nothing. Donald Trump is being convicted as a criminal and a sexual predator. Don't start me up on Trump, DJ, don't start me up on Trump, DJ. We can't believe the press saying believe in Trump. Some people just like follow fashion in life. Presser, I'll beat you for that presser, but you follow Trump. If you go down word me Trump, the whole program get gone on a tangent, come here just go off people. The man's a sexual predator. Same grab woman in private parts. The man cheat people, lower contractors not pay them. The man always a fight for bank to get that stuff. The man you can't see him tax return them. The man use the government like a piggy bank. The man get enough donation and people. If it leave out Trump transgressions, we can have 100 show. We can have a show every single day the rest of the year. Bless up, Fresh God. Thanks for joining. Fresh God, you disappear. Fresh God, you were the premium moderator. We haven't seen you in forever. Bless up, Fresh God, and thanks for joining. We appreciate you. Yeah, we need more subscribers, Fresh God. Them not treat me rough. You see, Fresh God, we miss your Fresh God. We miss your Fresh God because you what a man drive traffic, People them no one like up the thing, Fresh God. I treat me bad. Because Trump a old man. Trump a 78 Owen. Pressure about 23. I think pressure at 23. A big difference. Wait about Owen. Trump abused everybody for the entire life. You might want to send it Central 5 Park or jail. Hey, Trump transgressions are long. You can't even count them. And you can come up with pages and pages of evil things that Trump do. If there was a different person in the Republican Party, I may still not support them. But if you're an evangelist who's supposed to be religious and you support Trump, you're a hypocrite. If you have some religious person support Trump, you're a hypocrite. You're the biggest hypocrite out there. I'm not saying you got to support anybody. You may decide, I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to be agnostic when it comes to these things. I'm not going to support anybody because I'm doing what Democrats are doing. They don't do anything for my people, blah, 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 whatever. But you can't support Trump people. First of all, the man is evil. And Project 25, I started reading some of that. He's even more evil than I thought. Man, come like a Hitler. But anyway, no, stop me up now. I can't stop and stop me about Trump. I don't know any rational person who is black, for Christ's sake, can support Trump. And you'll beat me if you say this. Then I question your judgment. That's all I'll say. I question your judgment, period. If you tell me you don't support nobody, because I was talking to a principal today, last week, who told me he's an independent. So we got into the Trump discussion. He was anti-Trump, right? But he's an independent, so you may not know he's going to vote. Call is coming back. Good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Who am I speaking to?
Yes, this is Maury.
Maury, how are you doing?
I'm here hanging in there, man.
All right.
Yeah, my take on the problem I had with Presser is that it's the way he was doubling down and he's talking about his moral standing.
Right.
And I'm looking at it that because one of the things he said that he's not God, so he won't forgive. He can't forgive a man for murder. He can't forgive Mason Greenwood for that. But I was trying to get him to ask him, would he, as Donald Trump, and he supports Trump, who took out that full page ad against the Central Park 5, what would he have done?
Right.
Would he condemn those men? And look at it now. It's gone full circle where they were proven innocent based upon confession plus DNA evidence. And then Yusuf Salam is now into politics, won his seat in New York and all those other stuff.
Right.
Because the people realize that, hey, but Presser has to understand you cannot just look at Mason Greenwood and say there's no way he can come back. The guy made a mistake. We're not into beating people and saying that people should beat up women and all those things. He made a mistake. Right? And I have unsubscribed from his platform, but it's only for a while.
Right.
I will go, but he has to learn and see. Well, the video has been taken down because he was telling, even when Ryan was trying to say, people don't do this for it. Don't do that. Help him out. He called Ryan and said, no, nobody can do it. No, nobody can stop him for YouTube. And he was scared. And Ryan had to say, boy, I met him with the truth. I can't help you.
Right.
That's the sort of personality that he has, and that's what people started to basically, as you would say figuratively, kill him for.
Well, if he wanted to be infamous, he became infamous. If he wanted,
yes, that's true. That's true.
he got true. If he wanted attention, he got a lot of it. He got more than he can handle.
Yeah, and his other friend, DeCanio, he was getting very rude and threatening people, telling them to come from Waterhouse and all this.
Oh no.
Thinking about YouTube other YouTube hosts. So he was calling even the other YouTube people stinking mouth, this and that, and it was horrible.
Yeah, no, that's terrible. That's not a good thing. I mean, we should never get into the whole physical thing, people. That's not that's not okay. That's not okay. We should stay away from those things. We should stay away from those things.
Yeah, I consider myself to be a fair person, and if Mason was my son, because my son is nearly 40 years old, so Mason could be my son as well, and he made a mistake. Right now, if my son happened to hit his wife and I hear that this is and I go to the station and talk to him and whatever it is, I would like people to cancel him out. But if he's gonna go on like his Borbok and Duppy Conqueror, well then you face the consequences. That's my son, I would say that thing. If he start to behave that sort of way, the way a person was behaving.
Yeah. I didn't see that. You know what? I have to go watch a video. And if I do, I probably will try to get a conversation with him because that's not a good look.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with what you're saying, that you need to talk to him, because I know he talks to you from time to time and he respects you and all those other things. He needs to calm down, because sometimes it's not everything that is in black and white as you look at it and say, oh yes, this is it. Is it that it's black or it's white? No, there are gray areas, and he should understand that.
Yeah, no, he should understand that. And he's a smart kid. He's not a dumb kid. So
yeah. You keep on saying that he's a smart kid, but he's playing the dumb kid now.
No, because you're a smart
should
kid
know
doesn't
better.
mean you don't make decisions which are questionable, right?
You know,
No matter how smart we are, we're gonna make decisions sometimes which are very questionable.
and I really watched their videos because I like the way they were doing it. But then all of a sudden, I don't know. I don't know why they got this girl. As a matter of fact, it started from the I think it was the Friday on JT's program, and when Cataract got into some argument with him, not a bad argument, but they were, and then he said to Cataract and Flavor Max and Jake, all right, I'm gonna do my own thing. And the next thing I know, they go get this girl, and this is it. Where it ended.
Not a good look. Not a good look. Not a good look.
It's not a good look. And I'm not preaching hate on the kid. I'm not. So I just back off for a while and said, it's like you're in school and you get some problem and you get suspended for a week or so.
Right.
That's it. But I'm not writing him off because everybody deserves a second chance.
I agree with you. We can't be asking for Greenwood to get second chance. We don't give Presser a second chance.
Exactly.
And we know Presser before we know Greenwood. So yeah.
Yeah. Really?
When we talk, we know when you say subscribe to him, say are you engaged? Let me put it this way: you engage with Presser more than you engage with Greenwood.
Greenwood, well, yes, that is something that way, yeah.
So
but trust him, man. Yeah, I think he can take a few weeks and look into himself and say, hey, this was right. Maybe I went off because look, a lot of people are rotting away in prison for something that they did not do.
That is true.
Yeah, we have to face it. And if that person comes out now, he's gonna say because the way he can't forgive the person when the person is even found innocent now.
I don't see one person really supporting Presser doing it, which is challenging, which is interesting. I think people are there's some people who are understanding and they say give him a second chance, but there's some people are like, no, it's overwhelmingly negative about where he's concerned. So I have to watch a video to understand why the negativity is so strong.
And you see, there was this case in Jamaica. I don't know if you hear about it. Pratt and Morgan, they killed this young man back in the 70s, and they have been on death row for years. For years they've been on death row until eventually they sympathy and everything, and they said, hey, let them go. You know the first thing the guy did when he got out? He went to the guy's parents over in Central Village. And after that, the mother said, listen, it's over and done with. It's over and done with. So the mother of the young man that was killed, probably 30, 40 years ago,
right,
look at him and say, hey, okay, I understand it was all politics at the time and whatever it is, and my son is dead. You spent your time, it's all forgiven. So, we have to understand. We have to understand how these things go.
Yep.
So Presser, he has to learn. He has to learn. You cannot hold hard and say that nobody can take you off YouTube. Well, guess what? It's all about likes, as you were saying earlier on. Oh, you can cancel me so and so. Kranky, you know that if everyone decides that you're not liking your show, you're only getting 1 or 2 views.
Yeah.
You're not gonna survive on there, so he should know that as well.
No, I think he knows that, but I think maybe he's a bit stubborn.
Yeah. And I'm sure if you were to sit with his parents, they would say, no, that is not how life goes. I can guarantee you that's how their parents would say. They raise him well.
Yeah.
He has certain morals, but hey, no, it's not all about just black and white. It's not about just black and white. Come on. I know that's what they would say to him.
No, I would agree.
Yes, so.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the call.
Yeah, man, Kranky. So
Yeah, man.
take care and we will continue it. We will continue it.
Yeah, we continue the conversation. Yeah, man. Thanks.
Listen, yeah. All right, cool.
All right, people, we almost at time. I promised my president that we're gonna promote this. So just time it right. Good night.
Oh, good night, man. Salty. Let me turn on this other thing.
What before the talk, Salty? What can we tell you about sorry, Salty? My football team that I used to play for, I play no more. It's called Unisoc Community Club. It didn't say football club. They're having a dinner dance on October 12th in Brooklyn off Flatbush Avenue. It's a really nice place. A friend of mine owns it, and he's allowing us to get it at a very discounted rate. But we need your support, people. So if you're in the New York area, and you know I badness stuff because we are decent people, come me put a one because we know a big security thing. It's $70 per person. You can bring your significant others. It's a formal attire, so you have to dress up in a one suit and tie. If you want to go buy one, I'm going to support the event. All right? Me expect forget me have some commitment already. Me sure Salty commit, because I'm just like, me sure Salty will come become if he's in the country, by the way, because Salty's a traveling man. Bless up, Salty. What I say?
Good evening, man. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
I'm listening to your program, but I'm kind of lost, you know?
You're lost? What do you mean you're lost?
No, I ask come look at my first thing though, the last caller with that call a while ago.
Yeah.
He mentioned something about Pratt and Morgan, right?
Yeah.
And him said because of some sorry for business, them come out of the prison and stuff. But it wasn't no sorry for business. Is the Privy Council overturn them death sentence because them said they were on the death row too long. Them have them too long.
So why don't have so people so not calling them because you live up too. So why do people in Jamaica who know like the diaspora? Why them have some Englishmen that tell them what to do?
Why? Our constitution that, you know.
The constitution need to change. Barbados became a republic. They need to change.
You know, see that case they make it virtually impossible for anybody to get the hang in Jamaica.
Exactly. They're telling you what to do when you're supposed to be independent. You're not independent then.
In that case, all them overturn them death penalty and free them. Come here, the man talk a while ago. So is that them say they were on death row too long. And them say anybody on the thing for over 5 years is like cruel punishment, that and all. So it's basically you have to, if they sentence a man to death in Jamaica, you have to do it in 5 years. But it's virtually impossible with all of the appeal routes them you have to take. You know what I mean? Before you can carry the death penalty, the whole appeal process, like our cartel thing, take 13 years then and all that thing there. So nobody now get on.
Yeah, no. If you're independent, I have never heard of an independent country going to some other country to adjudicate these cases. That is like beyond belief.
Trinidad used to do it. Trinidad don't do it. Trinidad not still do it. Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm just saying in general, which is show me one Caucasian country where somebody's telling them what to do.
But you know, when Jamaica get independence, a lot of things they never change, you know. They just go with the flow same way.
Yeah, but at some point, I mean, Barbados changed and became a republic, right?
I know. But what I'm talking Jamaica case, when you look back at independence, they didn't change anything, you know, they never changed the education system, they must never change anything, they must change who are the government, who are on the country.
But at some point they moved away from like GCE, right? Which is some of British.
Yeah, in the early 80s, yeah.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, in your criminal justice system, against people who are criminally injustice, you want, if you adjudicate your case, people who enslave you or for them ancestors enslave you and kill you, like, you know, and then you want them to be involved in your life. I tell you what to do. You might as well never get independent then, because if you never get independent, you're probably better off financially because you don't mess up the country financially. So I don't understand that. It's very
expensive for anybody who, let's say I'm me now. I'm me upon a murder charge and me not have the money. Me have the money for pay if you have no lawyer for travel to England for go appeal case for me. Man.
Exactly. So you know what I mean? I that's what I'm telling people. Right? When you have dollars, you can do a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
But how the regular man in the street, if him think him get convicted wrongfully, how him have money to get a lawyer who can travel to England or sit down in our courthouse? You know
exactly. And that's why people are saying the system is unfair. But life is not fair, right? That's why I keep telling people, maximize your potential, generate your income, help your family first, because life is not fair. 99% of the people in Jamaica can't go no privy council to go get no adjudication, figure it out for no case. Them get
that's
charged for them
joking,
thing there. Yeah, joke thing.
But what I really call about, see, come here, listen to the program from a certain point, not the whole thing. I'm here about
why aren't you listening for the whole thing?
But they're on the road, man. So I come in and see it and I turn on TV and I watch.
You're supposed to have your phone on the road. And I cut you off. You're supposed to have your phone on the road and it's on YouTube and you listen while you're going. But anyway, go on.
Me hear this thing, me I listen about this pressure. A pressure, I want to say? A presser.
Presser. P-R-E-S-S-E-R. Yes, presser.
And I have no idea who not talk about.
It's a kid, a young man, I should say. I'm no kid. Depends on how you define kid. Who has a YouTube channel. He goes by number name 5050 433 presser. And I think from what I'm hearing, because I haven't watched it on his channel, he had a negative view on Jamaica pursuing Greenwood to play for the national team. My understanding is that there's a petition being circulated where people are signing that he shouldn't be allowed to play for the national team. He indicated from what people are saying that he's going to sign it. He and one of his co-hosts, they don't believe Greenwood should play for the national team, and people take offense to it. And apparently how they were running that show that day, there were people trying to engage with them, and they were being very confrontational in how they were engaging. So people were not having it, and people just say they should be cancelled.
Oh, what kind of petition? Like how much people are going to sign that petition? I mean,
we don't know.
You always have some people are going to say them don't want him play. You know? So
yeah.
You always have that. But the reason why I'm really called though is when me hear, not the last caller, the one before was telling you, and him say, because of his morals, how he was raised and all that stuff,
right?
He don't think the guy would play. And then he mentioned Donald Trump and him say, because like fee morals. I'm going to say, imagine that. Him really saying that him supporting, he would support Trump because of moral. I mean, one of the most immoral human beings on the face of the earth.
Amen. So it's like, I'm going to say this, amen.
So when I listen to that now, just listen. So this, whoever this guy presser is now, me I wonder if him knows, say, Trump wouldn't rent an apartment to him back in the idea until the department, the Department of Housing, what them call it.
It was more his dad, but his dad was supposedly part of the Ku Klux Klan or something. People been saying allegedly it was part of the Ku Klux Klan. Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
I was reading an article one time where them telling you, but this is not proven still. But somebody was saying that this man said black people are inherently lazy. You know?
No, I mean Trump may have black friends like Kanye West and Lawrence Taylor and Herschel Walker, but Trump doesn't like black people.
Yo, no, but to hear somebody say it because of his morals, he wouldn't want a guy.
Oh,
like
they're saying that he's not saying he says moral. He's saying somebody's saying he supports Trump's policies, not necessarily his morals.
Oh.
Okay. I want to know what those policies are, by the way.
Yeah, more really like
deport all the people who come here, or the one we're saying if you're born here and your parents are undocumented, you should never become a citizen or be here permanently.
Apparently, them saying them Project 2025. Apparently, them saying them want to deport 15 million people.
Yeah.
But they say they might not be able to deport 15 million people, but 1 million will be cool. And them think that them are supporting, them they are telling us them supporting.
Well, I would suggest to them that stop with the gun, them to go South America and Latin America and Jamaica and the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And maybe the people who stay them here because they want to run away for safety reasons.
A lot of these people from Jamaica, where them see this thing on the surface.
Yeah.
Like in terms of, a lot of them don't know that during the 4 years when Trump in power, there are certain countries in the world, including Jamaica, where the Trump State Department reduced the number of green card application with them process from that country and the number of visitors visa with them issue to people from that country. They don't know these things, They just sit down and say, oh, there's a Trump.
And they probably increase it for some countries where people look like him.
Yeah. Certain countries, and one of them countries where them do it was Jamaica. And then when you sit down and hear people and say them support them thing, and you say, do they know what they're really supporting be?
Yeah. No. I mean, that's the problem actually, where people are not cognizant of these things. They don't understand some of these things that transpired. Look, the Biden administration deported a lot of people. People don't realize that. And in fact, right now, they don't have a problem at the border right now. Nobody's talking about that. If you read the last article I read, I think it wasn't the Times, one of those newspapers. It was saying that, do you hear any governors from Arizona or Texas coming out now hitting about how many people are on the border. Do you hear New York complaining about no buses coming anymore? They put in so much draconian measures that the numbers of the borders have reduced significantly. But the Democrats can't talk about it because they have the progressive group in their party who may hold them the task. And the Republicans are not saying anything because they want the base to think about the borders being overrun. The border's not overrun anymore.
It's crazy, man. I mean, the man even not talk about say police officers should get immunity.
Yeah.
That means to say all the case that we go on in Illinois where the policeman going to the house and shoot the woman with the hot water upon the stove and everything. They will say, yo, police officer. More know if people really follow the thing or them just like some surface thing them there or them does. It look nice to them on TV, like it entertaining or something.
I don't think it's entertaining. I think people have a view. There's a lot in the black community. We're talking a bit of politics here, but excuse us, Sports Channel, that the Democrats haven't done enough for blacks, and Trump has done for blacks in his power. Trump didn't do anything for blacks. Trump did some policies when he reduced taxes for the corporations, not for individuals. In fact, he messed up a lot of New York people who get deduction for their state taxes, right? So he didn't do anything for us. He mentioned what he did for HSBC. It's overrated what he did for HSBC. And Democrats have done a lot for HSBC. So if you go through all the policies in detail that he's effected and put in place, and what Democrats have done, Trump does come in a better place. And Trump not like uno. So the things that Trump not like uno. And when Project 2025 hit, the minorities are the ones going to feel it the most, not the majority. Yeah.
I don't think them know how go on, but I think all of them supposed to go Google or something and try to read it. It's a whole page still.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. It's what, 900? What's how many pages? 900 pages?
Yeah, but
it's a lot of pages.
Can go
I'm trying to get the Cliff Notes version. I'm trying to read some of the Cliff Notes version. I can't do 900 pages.
You can go through it and go through the plan, you know?
Yeah,
but that's the thing. But I don't know who this person is still. But the whole Mason Greenwood thing still. First of all, I'm not going to join the thing say he made a mistake because I don't know how often whatever was being done.
Right.
So I can't just say he made a mistake. Whatever, maybe that's just the one time it come up on a video and everything there. So I can't say he made a mistake without knowing exactly what is happening.
Right.
But anyway, seeing that them never prosecute him. But the main thing to me still is that the girl, let me tell you a story. One time I have two brethren in Jamaica, you know, and one of them spot the other one girl with a guy, right?
Yeah.
And they are a friend, you know, the guy, my friend, you know, me and them are friends to this day still, but them two has never been friends again from that. Because him see the other guy, girl, with a man.
Right.
And him come and say, oh, my sister, so, you know, oh, I'm going to tell him man now. And some man tell him, don't tell him, right? But he went and tell the guy. And the guy turned around and stopped deal with him.
Right.
Stop deal with him. Who go and tell the guy. And that guy who the girl was cheating, him come to America and send for the girl and him and the girl live together. You understand?
Right.
And have children in America. Same way. So I said that because of relationships and stuff, when a partner forgive an ex-partner for something, it's at that point it is best that you stay out there.
Yeah, that's probably true. Actually.
What? At that point, once one partner forgiving the other partner for something, that at that point you stay out there.
Yep.
So in this case with this girl now and Mason Greenwood, whatever happened, they're married now, right?
I don't know if they're married. People keep saying they're married. I thought it was still girlfriend and
but she have a child for him.
She has a child for him, yes.
And she living in France with him.
Yes. It's my understanding.
So at that point, I don't see the purpose of the noise. Anybody making a noise. So
no, make noise in England, so that's probably drive some of the conversation.
Yeah, and a lot of people like to follow them kind of things at all. When them see them want to be part of the whole thing and stuff.
Yeah.
But even so still, I don't know at what point you say, even if the person does something wrong, at what point you think it shouldn't, and a lot of people claim to be Christians and stuff, you know?
Right.
Unlike me. Me know that. But at what point do you say, all right, the man doing thing, and him suffer feet and stuff, you can't forgive him now. I'll move on. Since the girl seems to have done that.
Right.
At what point do you just keep on this forever and ever and ever for the rest of the time? Like every time him pop up somewhere, you see him thing happen all the time.
Well, that's what's happening with him, because this has been since what now, 2 years going, 2 years running. And that's what seemed to be happening. And I think at some point, people have to just move on.
Yeah.
Right. We're not advocating for anyone to abuse anyone.
No.
But you have to move on. You have to move on at some point. You have to move on at some point.
Yeah.
What get on with your life and move on. About? There says a petition being circled signed by over 100 people.
I wish I could have seen it on paper so I could tear it up.
Yeah.
Now a couple of paper still, probably online or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. But you're right about that, which is if we're supposed to be the people who are so righteous sometimes, it's amazing how that righteousness eludes them in certain circumstances.
Yeah, man, sometimes I look back some things when me do still. I never kill nobody yet still, but do some things where we can't tell nobody right now.
So you got confess for your deadbed.
No, more like to mention certain things to, like maybe also man when me that spar with at the time when something happened, them would have know one thing. But I know something more when you look back on it and you look back on some things and you say, some shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Say that shouldn't not, but if me didn't know that when me did do back in them time that they wrong, you look back on some things and stuff. But other things where you can't really mention to people or tell your children and stuff. So I feel like everybody do some things at some point, So you can look within yourself and say, I was wrong them time there. Maybe I think different or with the condition at the time. But now you grow old and you learn different things and so that way they do the wrong stuff. So if you know that within yourself, you can think of that way with the next person, man.
I don't think we make allowances for certain things. So there are two things. There's making allowances for things that people may do which are not appropriate. And some people have some threshold that they don't cross, right? That's how they are.
Yeah.
Right, so some people may say, in domestic violence, I don't give any allowance. If you do it, you're done. I can understand
me have threshold when me not cross still.
Yeah. I have threshold, and I'm going to mention this once, I'll mention it again. Somebody crossed it on YouTube, and I crossed them off. And somebody beg for them, it ain't changing. I don't care what they say.
My threshold is a pedophile. My threshold is a pedophile.
That's an interesting one, actually, because I've said this. Yeah. So people don't like I've said this. I've always wondered how society deals with pedophiles. And here's what I mean by that. So if you're a pedophile, something is wrong with you mentally. You have to be wrong, messed up mentally. Now, I don't know how you can live in society if you're a pedophile, because that should not be allowed. But then what happens? Because pedophile must be sick. You have to be sick to be a pedophile.
I think some people might be, but some people are. Some just.
No, man, you gotta be sick to be a pedophile. You have to be sick. So let's say sick.
Let's
mentally messed up.
Let's say me know say a man mess with a child or some young person. So like that person, me not go back on that. Me not go back on that person. Like
I don't disagree with you, but I'm just saying I don't know how society deal with these things, but as we get more mature as a society, we can understand how these things work, how the mind works, and what do you treat these people? Because they can't be part of society because they're pedophiles. They just can't. But what do you do with them? Do they go live on their own little island by themselves? How does that work? I don't know. But they have to be sick.
I don't know. But I'm going to leave you with an interesting question I have one time, right?
All right.
A discussion. I had a discussion with some man, Jamaican, all of them still. And they talk about teammates and some gay teammates. I ask a question. Suppose you're on a team and you have two players. One is gay and one is a pedophile. One mess with a child. Which one you would have said you'd I wouldn't say rather, but you'd accept being on the team? I know so the more majority of the man them say the pedophile. I don't know, I know with the gay.
Because it no sense.
I couldn't believe it,
because Jamaica is so homophobic that they can't discern what's evil from what is something else.
So me I say, so not really.
Yeah.
Wow, for spar or they're on a man who say mess with children.
Because some of them probably do it themselves. Yeah. So
Man, them say them would rather they on a team with them man than the game. Man.
Yeah, I don't know how you can accept a pedophile. I have nothing against people who maybe like the same sex. I don't have nothing, no problem. I fit them business. I'm not getting on them business. And me know some Jamaicans stay. They must say bun Frankie and bun this. Me not care.
Yeah,
no against anybody who based on their sexual orientation. That's their business, but not still, my business. When it comes to pedophile thing, I cannot believe that someone would say that's a choice. Can't believe.
But anyway, the Greenwood thing, that's not something that is close. If something that come up, is there anything that is close?
Close, but it's not as close as some people think it is. It still has to be worked out. So I don't think he's gonna be here for the September 6th game, but I think he may be here for a subsequent game.
All right.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Have a good evening.
Yeah, man. Thanks for calling. I know someone was staying now. Can we go back to Jamaica too? Homophobia is rampant, and we understand that. But they can't tell me if you go hit nobody because them orientation. No can cancel me and burn me out. Or no can change my mind about that. We treat people like cheaper. Pedophile is a different story. Pedophile is awful, morally reprehensible. I don't know how that works, but don't come to me with them things. They say, no, burn out somebody because they have different sexual orientation. Because someone, I see a thing one time, I watched a Jamaican channel, where somebody was going to New Kingston, gunman, I've gun I made, he might deal with the person homosexual, and say me kill them, and he's still gunman. So someone will run off in the mouth, when I do things undercover, and I go away. I don't know, now looking at the mirror. Don't tell me, hey, AJ, do not tell me to be careful, AJ. Don't piss me off. Don't tell me to be careful. Or no can't intimidate me. So cancel me. AJ, me not against homosexual. Cancel me if you want to cancel me. All of them can cancel if you want to cancel me. Me not care. Me not Kim 433. Nobody with me. Me not getting against nobody who gave me not against them. Me I tell down on that. Someone who support murder and not about people homosexual. I'm go away. Now I'm close the channel because I'm piss me off tonight. No nonsense. Nobody with it. Me not have nothing against somebody who have sexual orientation. Me have something against murderer. Me have something against pedophile. I'm telling you that. Someone who support murderer, no celebrate murderer, come out of jail. Nobody with it with me. Now come up on the channel because that piss me off tonight. What about y'all want me? Don't want me. I'm wrong, man. Y'all want. Don't wrong me about nothing. Don't want people. Tell some people, do not want me about my beliefs. Because them not change. Me not get nothing against nobody. Me work with some of them. Are good people. Them. Me not nothing against them. If you don't like it, you know what? Me close my channel, people. Because you tell about y'all want me. Y'all want me to be careful. Careful what? What if you careful about? Coming up and disrespect people because I'm sexual orientation. If you're careful, you tell me if you're careful. You are the but you tell me if you're careful. Don't tell me if you're careful, my youth. You don't have to come on my channel, but be careful. And if you don't want to ban me and unsubscribe me, then do that now. Me not name Presser. Me not name 433. I tell them that right now. You can't tell me who feel like I want to like. You can't tell me that. And don't tell me if you're not careful. Don't piss me off, but not careful. Don't tell me if I'm careful. What you say, Andre? What am I deal with Star? Andre, me close the channel. I do that, Andre. People piss me off about me if you're careful.
Yeah, well, I want
yeah, madman.
I want you to tell us a little bit about the community club that you have on your thing here. What's going on with that?
You like to keep it told me down and I make me just change topic, you know. You know, you like that.
Yeah, because
no, because you and I have had this conversation, Andre, right? You know my views. I mean, I'm gonna talk about this, Andre, because it's important. If you have a view in life, you know, like certain people because they're sexual orientation, that's your business. Don't tell me who for respect and who for like. May I tell you that right now? Don't bother with it, because we won't have a conversation. And you can cancel it. If all of the things on your channel don't no cancel me then. All of can cancel me. Me not still in any impressor. Cancel me. I tell you that cancel me right now. Because me not here. Cancel it. Me tell you that tonight, no. If no one cancel me, me can get my life back. Coming on live. Pay YouTube me the fun. Go on, Andre.
What is talk to me about the
you know what? I'm not show tomorrow. I'm not show tomorrow. I'm not show tomorrow. I'm pissed off. Go on, Andre. I'm not show tomorrow.
Tell me
I'm not show for the rest of the week. I'm pissed off. My name is Trent. You're cancer what? Sure. Go on, Andre.
What did they know about?
Oh, you want to come on? We have an annual event that we have every October for my football team. Now we have two teams. We have an over 40 team and an open team, a young team. So we have this event every year. It's a formal event. You have to dress up in your suit and thing. It's $70 per person. It's a really good occasion. We don't really have them regular security because we're not people who want to stay so. We are good people. We don't protect nothing. If you're in anything, then I'll come on my event. Forget that, let me put this up. And so we have it. I MC the event. I've been doing it for a number of years now. Even though 1 year, them me have to talk about this. Me talk about this already about my chat. It's not still about me, Andre. You know, me carry feelings.
No, but
me say 1 year. But 5-6 years ago, them changed me. So they want a more notable person to come, and the person bomb. So then come back to me if you do it, if you MC it. Now big up myself, but then bomb big time. But we don't them have me call my president. I thought with the public domain and replace me and the person bomb and have to come back to me if you can do it. But anyway, Andre, your thing.
How big is this club?
How big? We have 2 teams, so it's over 40 teams. Them coming and going, and enough of them. It's probably we have. It's a community club, so we have more people other than players. We have an executive body, probably about 7-8 of us. We have things like bingo nights. We may have mini football. We used to have events where we travel, and it's a community thing. So it's family come together and they engage. We may have 100-200 people. We take bus rides. We go upstate. We haven't done that for a number of years because people get older, they change, they move on. We lost one of our key people a couple years ago. He did do us a favor though by giving us like $2,500 a year for like 10 years. It's a really nice club. It's a really nice club. Yeah, no, it's good. He worked at the stock exchange, so he's a really good person. And the club has been in existence since 75, before I even come to this place. As I look at boy, they've been in existence. The people who run it, they transit with the president. We have a president for life. Nobody opposed because he's just a good person and a great president. So we sometimes like to have dictators who are benevolent dictators, we call it. But he's been great, and he's really interested in the football. I was with him Sunday, so I saw Soti just called in. Soti was at the field Sunday. We went to watch over 40, and he was there. He's running a team there, so I was there with him.
But was it 2 teams you all have? It's 2 adult teams, or
1 over 40 team and 1 just open team, so anybody can play.
Oh, okay.
And they play in 2 competitions. So we in the playoffs. We actually came second in the regular season for the over 40 team. And then the junior team, I think they lost, and they probably have lost. And they lost their last game. The ref gave up a penalty with the last kick of the game on a 50-50 ball. So the ref have to get bun out, and Jamaican ref too. But anyway, but no, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a really good club, really good people, no issues in the club. Yeah.
But this the flyer, I know it's a cocktail hour 8 to 9, but the event is longer than that, right? Or is it just 1 hour?
No. The cocktail is an hour. The event runs from we have more flexibility this year because my friend actually owns the place. So we go from 8. I would say probably come by about 8 to about 3. So it's normally about 8 to 2, but because we have restriction with the venue that we have a different venue. So yeah.
Them 2 people in the bottom, they look like Jamaicans.
You know what happened? Here's what happened. So I built up a flyer, right? A really nice flyer. I used AI to build a really nice flyer, but AI could never get the spelling right, so I gave up. It was a brilliant flyer. No, seriously, formal looking. So we did this quickly, and you're right. We don't have any of those parties that are. Why would you have to observe this? Eh? So you come call me down if you bring this up. No, so let me go off another tangent.
I'm an observant guy.
I noticed you bring the time up, you bring the parties. You're right. The 2 individuals there, it's just to suggest that. I don't know what it suggests. I'm not even going to go there. I didn't build the flyer, so I'm just promoting the flyer. I'm just promoting the event. It's a fun event. It's a fun event. The last one we had a group doing skit. We did a Jamaican skit. They were in Trinidadian skit, by the way. Jamaican skit was funny as heck. And then we had a couple comedians. 3 of them, 1 was funny.
That's good.
1 was funny. I was funnier than the comedians, but at least 1 was more funny. But the other 2 were not funny. We had some singing. So so we have that, and then we have the regular DJ music thing. So no, it was good. It was good.
So it's a different thing going on through the course of the night. There's a Jamaican guy, a young guy. I can't remember his name. He's an up and coming comedian, and I came across him one night. I thought he was pretty funny. You need to get major hype over there.
We can't afford major hype. This is a fundraising event, people. It's a charitable event, fundraising. We can't afford major hype.
So major hype do know. Is this a 501c3?
Yes, it is a 501c3. It's a non-for-profit. It's a 501c3. Yes, it is.
Okay.
And we file our taxes too. on time. But the money we raise is just to buy gears for the team. You know, we contribute as elders in the club to, you know, gears, referee fee, all of that, right? And then we raise the money. We have as I mentioned before, we had something bequeathed to us by the person who died for a 10-year period, so we get some money from that. So yeah, it's a combination of raising funds. Sometimes we have politicians come speaking, and we may have the local politician in the area come and give a 15, 20 minute, you know, people it's vote time now, you know, so we, you know what, we can easily to get one. It's time for vote now. So they come out. We used to have what's his name come to our event to speak. The ambassador of Jamaica come to our event a couple of times actually.
Okay.
Yeah. The one ambassador. Okay. He was in Brooklyn. I don't know why his name is eluding me because he went to KC too. Mm-hmm. But he come and speak a couple of times. Yeah. We probably may have a friend of mine who's a judge who come and speak. We have politicians here come and speak. So yeah, we have some of that. We have some of that. It's good. It's a good event. It's a fun event. I'm not sure we're going to speak this year. When we do the event, we actually honor the players in the year. So MVP, leading goal scorer. If you support sports in the neighborhood, you may get a plaque from us. So that's how we do it. Yeah, it's a good event.
Well, that's good. That's good.
So you get me off my little tangent and my little tiff that I just had myself, cursing myself out. That's a good. I love how you throw some water on me and wet me up so I can cool down.
Yeah, don't worry. That's we gotta be there for each other.
Man, I want me come here with you. But why me tell people? Like me say people. I've not enmity people. And they can drop me making now. If you not cancel me, you not help me. I tell you the truth. Because you know how much time I spend on doing things, right? When you come to the me I do. Me I do work. So if you not cancel me, not help me. Can't get my life back. All right, I'm not on life. I don't know if you want to press the like button when I come in.
But don't worry, man. You're doing a good job, and it's always gonna have distraction. You know.
Yeah. No, I hear it.
It's always gonna have distraction.
Yeah. And by the way, I think we should have some follow-up discussion. You should join me because I know you're busy now doing your academy stuff that you do. Let me talk about academy. You're going back to work. You're doing your academy stuff, but we need to do that coaching thing we talked about, right?
Yeah.
And when you got some of those videos that you and I have walked through to show people how you assess these things and provide perspective, it's important.
Do you think I need to get permission for that? Because I sent a message to the buying guy.
No, you have to get permission for that. Yeah, you have to get permission for that.
Yeah. I'm trying to get permission for it to use the video.
Yeah. It'd be important to watch some of those videos. Not only those videos, but some that you have for your academy and what you guys do, some of your training sessions, some of the things that we've talked about in terms of just the football in general, the different aspects of play, different style of play, you know, transition in game, moments in game, progression. We should just go through some of those actually. I think that's important for the audience.
Yeah, we'll do something nice. Probably on a Wednesday night. Wednesday night is a good night sometimes.
Okay, so maybe not this Wednesday, maybe next Wednesday. We organize something.
Yeah, maybe next Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, because we know we have to have presentation material now and the videos will be good. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm waiting. They didn't answer me today. Hopefully they'll answer me. If they answer me by tomorrow, I'll call them and see what they say.
Okay. No, that'd be good. That'd be good. All right. Thank you, sir. I'm 3 hours in, people. I got my bed. Thank you. Appreciate the call. Appreciate before the game as usual. Appreciate you, sir.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, man. Bless up.
All right. Give thanks.
All right. That was before the game, saving me. Okay, you know, I can't save myself sometimes, people. I got to get rid of that Jamaican in me, you know. Get upset about nothing sometimes, star. Don't make any sense. Anyway, let me just say this, people, before I close out. A couple of things. One is we talked about. I go over what we talked about tonight, which is around cricket a little bit. West Indies doing good. You guys can tell me if they won today or not. The game should be over by now. I know they won 2 of 3. I didn't watch today's game because I was here. Second, we talked about the EPL. Lalan is going to be hot. Transfer window coming on to Friday. Sterling trying to go to Man U. Tony, Chelsea want them. I hear Arsenal want him. I just got a text from a friend of mine who say I can't talk about this publicly. It'll kill me, people. It'll kill me. He said he was at the training ground today. He has contacts at Arsenal. Boy, I want name there, so boy, I can't be the person I think about it. But I shouldn't be surprised. But he mentioned 2 names because he was at the training. He said, I can't mention it publicly unless he's mentioned other social media, so I can't mention it. And you know, makes sense. You have YouTube channel and you get some gossip news and you can't talk about it. You know, good people. But anyway, me now mention it because I respect him before me do that. Good evening. Who am I speaking to?
Good evening, Kranky. Wagwan. It's Jason Guna.
1 second, Jason. Somebody said Sterling going to Aston Villa. I thought he was negotiating Man U. Anyway, good evening, Jason. Thanks for calling. How you doing?
Sterling to Aston Villa. What?
That's what he said, but I don't know. I hear Man U.
I call because I want you break the code and tell me where you see Arsenal, because I really want to know.
where you see us? You mean where we're gonna be?
You said there's some information.
No, we can't do that. No, we can't. Let me tell you what the man said. The man said, he was at trading ground today. XYZ and agent was meeting with Edu and meeting with XYZ agent. Two big player. Well, one of them I started a big player. He missed too much goal. But anyway, one of them I started a big player. And he says, please do not share this on social media unless someone reports it. So, me close it down. Me not report it, but me vex and me can't report it. If somebody tell me to don't do something, then me not do it. You can't. I want to source them that. So yeah. But I thought, and it's always a reliable source, by the way. And boy, I tell you,
yeah, man, those are
nice name.
But yeah, so you're excited. All right. Well, that's good enough.
No, one of them excited about. The other one ambivalent about. But one excited about. Yeah. I hope it becomes reality. It becomes reality. Boy, that would solve some problem for me. But anyway.
So Kranky, you delved into the issue surrounding press and stuff tonight, because I missed a lot of the show.
So a lot of the discussion was about people want to cancel presser. Actually, that's a theme tonight. They want to cancel presser, right? Because they're saying presser was disrespectful to Manning's man. He didn't want to listen. He signed a petition. I think most people are upset with him because he's against the player that they want to bring on board. I think that's mainly the thing. Now, they'll couple that with all the other things that he has done and his stubbornness and all that. But I think that's the key part of it that I got her. And that when Manning's man called in, he was disrespectful, or his co-host was, one of them was. Because I know he and the other kid, they run that dual hosting of the thing. So people were extremely upset with him. And many say they have canceled him. I've been also informed here that they've took the video down. That caused all this consternation.
They privated the video, I believe.
They privated the video. Okay.
Yeah. But look, I was watching the program, right? And while I didn't agree with the content on the show that night,
right?
I kind of have a similar stance to you in that I don't really see the need to cancel him. But again, if somebody feels the need to unsubscribe from his channel because of that,
right,
I'm not gonna stop them either. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with you with the whole cancel thing, because if you look at it one way, if we want to cancel presser for putting out content that we don't agree with, it's the same thing we're fighting against presser for. Because in a sense, he wants to cancel Greenwood for his missteps. You know what I'm saying? So it's why is it okay to cancel one and not the other? You know what I'm saying? So me personally, I don't agree with it at all. I don't think it needed to get the legs that it has received. As a matter of fact, some other bloggers have made videos about the same petition, put it on the screen as well. I don't understand what the point of that is. If you're going to discuss it and have an opinion on it, that's one thing. But, I think it would have been better to just leave it and let it gather whatever steam it's going to gather. Why add to the steam? That's the way I look at it. But if presser really and truly felt the way that the girl who they brought on felt, then he has his own, he can put that out if he wants to. That's fine. I don't care. But, I disagreed with it. But at the same time, he has made content before that I have watched and enjoyed. So it's not like, I don't agree with the whole canceling thing. I'm not a proponent of that personally. So,
well, you're in the minority tonight. That's for sure.
What's that?
You're in the minority tonight.
Well, me used to it in America, I live, so. Par for the course.
So you're one of those rejects.
Yeah, I was rejected a few times actually by Jamaica.
Yeah, you try out for Jamaica teams? Jamaica football teams?
I don't carry no feelings though.
Jamaica football teams? You try out?
Yeah, I tried to make the Olympic team once, and
what position you play? What position you play?
Striker.
Center forward?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was in a training camp with let me see, who was there that people would know? Keith Kelly, Alex Thomas, Carlington, and a few others.
So what was it? What reason why I didn't
basically
take you weren't local enough?
I wasn't really given a reason. It basically just told me I didn't make the team. But what the players that were on the team told me was the team was already picked. So I really nothing I could.
Well, those teams are normally picked, you know, from both 3 parishes, and then you may sprinkle somebody in. No, this is not a joke, you know. I'm dead serious about that. Kingston and St. Andrew,
in all honesty,
Clarendon, and maybe some St. Catherine people, and then you may have 1 or 2 people from St. James. That's it. A Jamaica team.
At the time, I, you know, looking back on it, I can reflect and say, you know, I don't think I was as focused as I should have been.
Right.
When I was going through everything. But a part of that was just the whole kind of. Let's just say that the camp was not the best run camp. And you know,
mean they weren't professional? They weren't professionals, and you come from nice lucrative place in a down south when I have grass field 24/7 and I get what and I get all them things.
No, I mean I played football in Jamaica before that, so I knew that the conditions. I understand all that. I played high school in Jamaica and everything, but I'm just saying like the trainings themselves and all of that, and I was under the tutelage of the great Wendell Downswell at the time, so you can take.
Are you saying great facetiously? Great sarcastically?
Extremely. That's sarcasm to the nth degree.
Wow. But he's been the technical director for a long time.
Yes, because
forever.
He's made a lot of friends, you know. McLaren is his best friend. I don't know.
Okay. Interesting.
But no, it was quite an experience and one that I would never, you know, I was glad I got to experience.
You don't want to have the good experience ever again.
You know, one was enough. One was enough.
I hear you, sir. I hear you.
One was enough. But yeah, no, I just wanted to give my 2 cents on it because I see the cancel culture running rampant, and I just want to tell people that
somebody warned me tonight because I'm not against a certain people. They're trying to warn me.
Yeah, I saw that whole thing.
I'm not the one to try to intimidate and warning them. In any intimidation, I'm warning them. You know what I mean?
Before the game, had a great call because he calmed me down. And I actually was going to call under the scene, but I see her calm. So there's no need to call.
I'm good.
Then what I will say though is that I enjoy the content that you bring. So I'm hopeful that you were just having a moment and you will be back tomorrow for a show.
I'll never come back tomorrow. I'm still not happy. I don't like people try to intimidate. The worst thing you try to do is intimidate me now. If the army couldn't intimidate me, nobody can intimidate me. The military don't intimidate me, nobody can intimidate me. I'm telling that right.
And just so everybody in chat is clear, I am not telling you that you can do whatever you want to do. This is a free world. You can do whatever you want. I'm just making my stance clear.
I appreciate it. I appreciate your call, and I appreciate. Before the game, and I talk a lot. I appreciate before the game call. So I appreciate before the game call, but I'm trying to tell people, and as I'm talking about Fortress Presser, in life we all are. Even the people that support Trump, and I don't understand why they support Trump, and I try to convince them, but it's their prerogative. I don't understand why they do, because I don't think Trump like us. I'm not going to support anybody don't like my people, right? But at the same time, it's their prerogative. That's their.
Well, I will say, since you brought it up, it's a bit inconsistent as far as I'm concerned that he would be leaning towards, you know, giving Trump his support,
right,
and wanting to have a petition for Greenwood not to play. I mean, they literally.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
We a lot of us are, and I'm gonna put myself. Sometimes we are walking contradictions, right? We're just walking contradictions. We say one thing and we do something else. We want you to do as I say, but don't do as I do sometimes, and that's not a good thing in life, people. I try my best. I'm not always successful to manage whatever hypocrisy I may have, because I think we all have some level of hypocrisy, even though we don't even realize it. But it should be as minute. It shouldn't be material into your hypocrisy that you have. And I'm disappointed if that's the case, where he supports somebody because of their policies. And those policies doesn't support his people a lot of times, but he's against someone like Greenwood. I understand why some people are adverse to Greenwood, especially people who maybe have suffered in those situations, right? I understand that. But I keep telling them that they have no evidence to substantiate their view because it's all alleged.
Well, not only that, I just feel like if we are going to hold Mason Greenwood to some kind of moral standing that is not what we hold every other footballer in the world to,
right,
then that's one thing. But if we want to start to make it a morality contest,
right,
I am afraid, Kranky, you and I would have to go play for Jamaica. Because, you know, it's a part of football. I mean, I'm not saying, look, and again, what I want to say, I make clear, because I don't have a problem with Mason Greenwood playing for Jamaica, that doesn't mean that I, champion his situation.
Right.
Those two things don't have to be linked together.
Yeah.
The way I see it, the JFF waited their time. They saw how everything played out. And the young man has resurrected his career, had a good year in Spain. Obviously, he's off to a good start in France. And if he's still available for us, then by all means, go after him. But, it's not like the JFF went the day after the pictures came out and said, hey, come play for us now. You see what I'm saying? So we actually did that time where, he had to get back into good standing with the public and everything. And even though he's not all the way there, he's definitely on the road to that. Based on everything that everyone who comes in contact with him has said, he has learned from this, and he's much more, he's been humbled, so to speak.
Right.
So, I don't have no issue with the JFF going after him at this point because, he clearly has mentioned that he would, and he's dropped enough hints, with the jerseys all the time wearing the Jamaica part stuff. So, I don't see any issue with it, and it doesn't mean that I condone violence against women. And I think that's what the conversation was becoming. Well, if you support this, then you're okay with your daughter getting beat up or your wife getting beat up or whatever.
Right.
And I don't think that those two things have to be linked.
Yeah, look, I've been asked that question. Someone was playing devil's advocate with me and provided a provocative question. And I did provide a response, which is the evidence to me doesn't allow me to draw any conclusion about this. And even if I did draw a conclusion, and let's say it was an adverse conclusion, I would say teenagers make really bad mistakes in life. A lot of times. Some they regret and they can't recover from. It's our job as a society to make sure we can redeem people. And the question is, well, what's the timeline for that punishment? I don't have a timeline. The kid has gone through a lot. He's probably gone through trauma himself. If he did it, it's not a good thing. I've said anybody who is a woman is a wimp. I'm not going to take that back. But he's gone through a lot of trauma himself. He just not realize that I was a star one day and then the next day I can't go out and leave my house. That must be a lot of punishment, right? He didn't play football for over a year. Manu want to take him back. So if Manu wants to take him back, and they're supposed to have the morality police in Manu, the council, the authorities there didn't charge him with a crime. His lady took him back. Their parents support him. We have no physical evidence or photographic evidence to say something that he did. Who am I to be judge, jury, and executioner?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be judge and executioner for that. Now, other people may do so. That's their prerogative too. I'm not going to beat them for being so, but I can't be, because I'm a logical, factual person. I love evidence. It's part of my job I used to do as a person. I love evidence. You provide me with evidence, then we may have a different discussion. You can't show me any evidence. And even if the person did do it, I would say this too, so not to be a hypocrite. I would want to weigh how old they were, what the situation was, all the facts before making an informed decision. And I still may come out saying you should play.
That was going to be my last point.
Yeah.
I, all of us, well, maybe not all of us, but any of us that have lived a bit and maybe had children and have, a bit older in their lives and lived a bit. I'm sure when you look back to your teenage years, your late teens, you have done things that you're not proud of, right? And luckily, I never got to the point of having these allegations leveled at me. But I can look back and tell you for a fact, there were things that I did in my, late teens, early 20s that I don't think I would do now.
Right.
So it's just a part of growth and life. And sometimes some people do things further than others, but we've all done things that we're not proud of.
Yeah.
And so, none of us should really take the moral high road on anything because none of us are perfect out here. And I think that's the part that people kind of were disconnected from the whole program because they acknowledged the fact that everything has been dismissed. But then they said, but there's still a jury in the court of public opinion. And I'm like, what is that? That's something that you guys made up for this show. That doesn't actually exist.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I see Kevin is in here with supporting the men's cause. Look, it's both sides, people. We have things on both sides. We have men being persecuted sometimes, but the men sometimes deserve the persecution because they do bad things. So
look, we just pick and choose what's convenient for us.
Yes.
Because when Chris Brown came to do the concert, not a soul had anything to say.
Exactly. I look.
Well, I won't say not a soul, but
some people have things to say, but his concert was sold out in Jamaica, wasn't it?
Sold out in minutes.
Yeah. And the pictures were probably just as bad as those pictures. Right? So in life, people gonna make mistakes. The question is how they recover from them.
Yeah, man, but Kranky, I'm gonna push you now. But big up and respect again for a good show.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
All right, people. That was Jason Gooner. Appreciate Jason calling. We're gonna close the show out. I'm gonna say this, people. First of all, I apologize for losing my a little bit of my temper here. And before the game, I always know how to call and calm me down. But I do get upset when people are trying to tell me how to operate with certain things that I do believe in. I believe we as people have a choice. We have a choice to make. You can like who you like. You can dislike who you like. I don't want to discriminate against anybody. Right? That's morally acceptable by society. Or may not be morally accepted by some parts of society, but other parts accept them. People are people. They are who they are. If you don't like certain things I like, that's your prerogative. But please don't tell me you're going to cancel me or I should watch out because I say I don't go against a certain group. That doesn't work with me. I'm not having it. And people want to cancel me, then they say, go, please do so. I think people don't realize that people say, oh, Kranky, you're playing reverse psychology. You guys don't understand. These programs take a lot of time and effort. And it's like you're making an investment, but you're not seeing a return. And people don't seem to realize that. You're making an investment, you're not seeing a return, and you just get frustrated. So when people say, "Well, cancel me," me say, why? What are you waiting for? I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm gonna say that to you people. If you don't like it, tough. If you don't cancel me, what are you waiting for? Please do so we can get my life back. All right. Those of you who appreciate the program, I appreciate you also. I love you being here. I love the engagement. I love the dialogue. I love the conversation. But sometimes we go to certain parts and it's not fun anymore. In fact, it's very frustrating. I'm going to give you a story before I close out. I had somebody work with me in the corporate for a long time, probably my best worker ever. They worked with me for about 8-9 years. I left the company and we always meet up with a group of us to have dinner. It was a young man, joined me when he was a baby. And I always say, people tell me how smart he was. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Can't be that smart. The boy don't talk. But anyway, turn around with the person, work for me directly, made me look good. Totally brilliant. Worked for me about 8-9 years. And I always trying to set them up with some girl. You know, this person like you. But I'm like, no. We went to dinner about 2 years after the person told me that they were gay. Now, I felt ashamed. You know why I felt ashamed? Because the person didn't feel good telling me they were gay because maybe I didn't create the environment for them to feel comfortable doing that. I was not happy with myself about that. Right? Because I was pushing down to girls and saying this and that. And I walked away saying, you know what? People should not feel uncomfortable in terms of who they are. They are who they are. If you grow up in Jamaica, you're homosexual, you hate homosexual, you're homophobe, that's your prerogative. You can be how you want. But please don't tell me who to be because I'm not having it, people. I'm telling you that right now. As I must say this, give me like the equivalency of this. As Black people have been discriminated against, and I've been discriminated against, we should be the last people who want to discriminate against anybody else. Let me tell you that right now. So I have my philosophy. I have my values. I have my own morality. Don't impose yours on me because you believe that's a certain way and how you want to be. Because someone know backwards, I'm telling you right now. Someone know backwards, bad. Some things you advocate for, like messing with some 15 and 14-year-old girls, you're going to blame somebody because they're sexuality. Meaning of that. Because if you maybe 14 and 15-year-old, and the age group in Jamaica too low, because 16, you're a pedophile too. And you should be ostracized. Me, I tell them that now. So when you see me get upset sometimes, the reason I get upset, because me have a short fuse. Me know that. So we probably shouldn't do these programs anymore. All right? Me also say good night. But don't come in here and give me no warning about you going to cancel me because the wrong person you're giving that to, because I'm not having it from you. Cancel me if you want. I dare you to. That's how I am. I dare you to do it. If I think I'm doing the right, then you can't tell me what to do because I'm not having it. All right, people? I hate to go off on this tangent and I hate to get perturbed, but it's part of who I am. I'm going to want to change. I'm going to tell you, I appreciate you. Those who have been here, thanks for the likes. I appreciate you and what you do. I appreciate you coming here and hitting the like button. Take care and have a great night, people. And I'm not promising I'm doing a show tomorrow because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not happy. Have a good night. Bye. Kranky Live is the place to be now for the best sports talk, and it's free, yo. Kranky Live will be your guiding light by keeping you informed both day and night. Kranky Live, tell them. Kranky Live, heed them. Kranky Live, want them. Kranky Live. From the courts to the field, we'll never lose because Kranky has the hottest news. With expert analysis, we break it down. Our in-depth coverage is best in town. Kranky Live, tell them. Kranky Live, heed them. Kranky Live, want them. Kranky Live. Kranky Live, where the sports is spicy and where we keep the discussion lively. Kranky Live, get to know the name because Kranky analysis is never lame. Kranky Live, give me my Kranky Live. I want my Kranky Live. Must have my Kranky Live. Whether it's football or track and field, you know Kranky is at the wheel. So join the journey through victory and defeat and subscribe and don't miss a beat of Kranky Live. Tell them, Kranky Live. Heed them, Kranky Live. Want them, Kranky Live. If you're from England or USA, from Kingston or Bombay, from Kenya or Canada, Lagos or Havana, visit Kranky Live. Tune into Kranky Live. Like up Kranky Live. Subscribe to Kranky Live. Kranky Live coming to you on weekdays. Kranky Live sometimes on Sundays. Pull up a chair and take a seat because Kranky will always bring the heat. Kranky Live. Me say fi tell them Kranky Live. Me say fi heed them Kranky Live. On them Kranky Live. Kranky Live will be around. Kranky Live is the best in town. Me say fi heed them. Me say fi want them. Me say fi heed them. Want them, heed them, want them. Kranky Live. Kranky Live. Heed them, want them, heed them, want them. Kranky Live. Kranky Live. Heed them, want them, heed them, want them, heed them, want them. Kranky Live. Kranky Live. Kranky. Heed them, want them, heed them, want them. Heed, want, heed them.